stay.
And by the way, you don't even do that because you want some sort of ability to get a recommendation from your job. You know what I mean? It's like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, but if you were going to do it, you wouldn't do it thinking you would stay.
Because everybody wanted to talk to Benji about this. I said, listen, Benji's also on the air, and he's trying to be interesting, but I guess so. But I'm telling the kids out there who are just starting out in business, never do this.
If you're happy and you know it,
fuck you!
If you're happy and you know it,
fuck you!
If you're happy and
a lot of
you
songs.
know it,
Fuck you! Yeah. So, you know, there was a lot of different things generated. This one, too.
You're breaking my heart. You turn it apart. So fuck you!
I mean, so loud and annoying, right? Like anybody would fire him.
It was outrageous because it was totally over the top. It was a way too big a reaction to what was going on.
Believe me, as bad as I had it in some jobs in radio, I never said fuck you to my boss because I knew that, you know, listen, there's a certain way you conduct yourself. You know, whenever Fred tells me fuck you, he does it under his breath. I don't hear it. You know what I mean? He's smart enough to whisper it.
You motherfucker!
Oh.
Breaking my heart. You turn it apart. But fuck you! Breaking my heart. You turn it apart. Fuck you!
We went, you know, there's a right way to say fuck you, and then there's the Benji way of saying fuck you. But we went out on the street and we said, gee, I mean, you couldn't find a person, really, that agreed with Benji.
Would you ever say fuck you to a boss?
Never. Even when he's 100% wrong. Never.
Fire him, definitely.
And why?
Because it's disrespectful. It's so inappropriate.
Would you ever tell your boss fuck you to his face?
I wish I could. Well, you can. You want to keep your job. You got a livelihood to look up to.
So what do you think would happen if you told your boss fuck you?
I think I would be fired.
If you're a boss and your employee says fuck you, what do you do to him?
I'm gonna smack the shit out of him and send his ass home and tell him to not bring his punk ass back no more.
Why do you think someone would be so rude to their boss?
They're fucking ignorant. Like, you know, it's a lot of ignorant people nowadays, and sometimes they need to get smacked the shit out of.
I found one guy who said he would say, who said, yes, you should say fuck you to the boss, but listen to this guy.
Is it ever okay to say fuck you to your boss?
Sure, why not? I know fucking boss will tell you what the fuck to do.
Would you ever say fuck you to your boss?
Yes, sir. Tell him to kiss my ass. The boss gives me a whole lot of shit. I punch him in his motherfucking face. Now.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm homeless. I don't do a goddamn thing. I sit on my ass.
Yeah, there's a guy who thinks like Benji, a homeless guy.
Yes.
But there was so many comments. Throw Benji in a wood chipper. Unbelievable. Can't believe Bronk told his boss, fuck you. I don't care how talented someone I work with was. If they said fuck you to me, they'd be fired on the spot. What a disrespectful ingrate. How the fucking Howard put up with that asshole? Fuck you with no consequences. Wow, what a boss you are, Howard. Don't let Benji in the studio. He changes the tone of the show and Howard's flow. He adds nothing on air anyway. And this just goes on and on. Gary told me he got into a whole argument with Benji. He goes, and it's just so difficult. Gary was making a point that Benji should get in here early. He should never be late. In other words, he said, you know, Benji, we have a meeting at 5. Let's see what time they have the meeting. Probably about 10 to 6 the meeting starts. Mm-hmm. And the whole staff has it while I'm reading my newspapers. And they kind of go over what they want to present to me. You know, we do have a system here, believe it or not. And Gary said to Benji, you should be in here early anyway. You should get in around 5:30 so you can be part of the meeting and all of this. You know, Benji saunters in like...
He recently had this conversation.
Oh, yeah, just the other day.
Okay.
So then Benji starts yelling at Gary that I'll bet you I know more about current events than you do.
So
Gary went, well, if you know more about current events than I do, then you should definitely be here early for part of the meeting. And then Benji goes, I want to have an on-air contest with you about who knows more about current events. And Gary goes, he just misses the whole fucking point.
He doesn't even care about your point.
Yeah, good. You know more about current events.
But it helps no one if it's just in your head.
Thank you. That's what, right, Gary? You got into a whole weird vortex argument.
Yeah, it was more through text messaging than in
person.
But he heard me saying on the wrap-up show that he should be here early, and he said, "I bet I know more about current events than Gary." But the point is to be here and have that discussion. Even Sal, who doesn't know anything about current events, comes to our meetings because he can contribute.
Right. But what's Benji's point? So he knows more about current events than you. What's that got to do with him being here early?
I don't know, because I said in the air, he should be reading, he should come in and read the papers with everybody and listen to all the news and then be part of the meeting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he gets into, like, let's have an on-air contest to see who knows more.
I think it's a diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk about the subject at hand.
That's what Gary thinks, too. It's a deflection.
Benji!
Hey, Eddie. Eddie in Michigan. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
I'm going to play devil's advocate with you, Howard, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I think Benji should be back in the studio.
Why?
Okay, do you remember when it all went down, when you kicked him out?
Yes.
You gave him your word that it was temporary.
That's right, it is.
Okay, Bobo has since lost his name and got it back before Benji has even got a shot to maybe sit in for a week.
That's right.
To show you what he brings by being in studio.
Wait a minute, that's not exactly true.
He can come back as soon as I retire. He can have the whole studio.
But you remember a couple of weeks ago, Howard, you were softening up and you said, maybe I'll let Benji back in.
Yeah.
And the very day before that, he had been late.
Yeah, that's right. Robin's right. I forget all this stuff. Robin keeps track.
No, she's right, and I do agree that did happen, Howard, but that kind of seemed kind of fishy that you
I'll tell you the
brought that
truth.
up.
I'll tell you the truth, Eddie. I say a lot of things on the air that I don't really necessarily stick with. In other words, when I said, Benji can come back in the studio, at the time I was like, just get him the fuck out of here. I was so angry I wanted to go on with the show.
That's over with.
Yeah, and then as time goes on, I go, you know what? I'm happier this way. I don't want to see Benji sauntering late, or I don't want to have that aggravation where I go, I wonder if he'll be in on time today, or he'll aggravate me. So
well, here's my point.
It works out better for me. And I know I'm not consistent, and I know I'm probably quote-unquote lying, but it's not a lie. It's just that I don't ever want to think about it.
I think from a listener, Howard, I listen every day for years, there is something missing with Benji not being in there.
Oh, there is definitely something missing. There's no question about that. But
Benji's missing.
My peace of mind is more important.
Yeah, but that's once every 3 or 4 months at the most.
Eddie, you don't know. Eddie, I don't need that blotchy distraction.
Can I ask Benji a question? Could you bring him in?
Oh, God. All right, Benji, come on in. There's a question for you on the table.
I think you'll like it, Howard.
I probably won't, but it's all right. Because I like Benji. He's a good boy. He's a nice boy. You're a good boy. You are.
A boy chick.
No, a boy. He's a good boy.
You're a good man.
Because he operates like a little boy, He's late and everyone has to yell at him. You know what I mean? But I do like him.
I like you too.
And I think Benji's turning 50 in September.
Wow.
But I don't know.
No.
You're not?
Nobody knows.
No, you're younger than that.
Yeah.
Or older.
Younger.
Are you much younger, right? You're like 30. Whatever you are. I don't care. I know you like to be young.
He is a boy. He's 19.
He's 19. He's barely a man. All right. What is it, Eddie? A question for Benji on the table, who knows more current events than Gary, right?
Well, I said that because you would have to listen to the context.
Yes.
He was saying, like, I don't know the news or something like that. And I said, I bet I know more.
Oh, he said you don't know the news.
Something to that.
I never said that. What I said was,
you said I need to be reading the newspapers in the morning.
I was saying that maybe something happened overnight and Benji doesn't know about it. I know he knows about the news in general, but maybe something happened overnight, 3 a.m. If he came to our meeting, he'd be aware of that and then he could riff on it.
Well, I agree.
But he was implying I don't know the news, or he's saying
I didn't say that.
You said maybe something happened at 3 a.m. that I don't know.
Well, you might not know about. He's making a good point.
That is possible that something happens at 3 a.m. I don't know about. There's also something might have happened at 11 o'clock last night that you don't know about. But I in general, I'm pretty well read.
Are you irritated with Gary because he keeps you out of the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I'm irritated about that. But also, it feels like you can be very rough on me, I feel.
Right.
In a condescending way. You can make fun of me. I feel a lot of people take on your feelings.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
That's funny.
It's just funny when Benji explains shit.
Why?
You're being funny, that's all. Funny.
Okay.
Funny, haha.
I feel a lot of people take on your attitude, whether it's good or bad.
I see. All right, well, thanks. Good to see you. Bye.
Okay.
That's Eddie. Does that answer your question?
He didn't have a question. He never asked this question.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Benji.
Oh, here comes the question, Benji. Sorry.
Benji, I love you. Big fan.
Hey, Eddie.
Here we go. I know you probably really don't ever get one-on-one alone time with Howard. There's a few people to go through.
When he fucks up, he does.
You have a chance right now to look Howard in the eyes and persuade him and tell him why you being in the studio is better. And
Dude, that is not a question.
Okay, well,
don't make me uncomfortable because of your dopey question. I got to have Benji staring me in the eyes. I don't want that.
Let's hear him out. He at least deserves to hear him out.
Thank you, Eddie. I'm not going to do that, Benji. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
This guy's fucking retarded.
All right, but that was I appreciate his call. But
listen, I love you. Benji has a very hard 12-hour week that he puts in, and people should be aware of that. It's exhausting. How you doing when you're sleeping? You sleeping better?
So much better.
Look at this.
Nice. Yeah,
my boy's growing up.
So much better. In fact, it's funny like how little things inspire you. Like the other day, you said, I don't know why it hit me the way it did, but you said you went to sleep at 6:30.
Sure.
Which I know is unusually early for you, but it just I don't know why. I'm getting so much better at it. Well, it seemed impossible before,
there
but now
you go. My sleepy boy is doing good.
Thank you.
All right, great talking to you. Let's talk again this winter. Bye, Benji.
What after the solstice or solstice? Or?
Solstice, summer solstice.
All right.
Benji is realized he's preparing for hibernation. He's like a bear. What? You wanted to say something? Go ahead. I don't want to be unfair.
There's a lot to say, apparently.
Yeah. Well, he's been pent up back in the office. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I have been pent up.
All right, go ahead.
The fuck you thing was
stupid.
It was stupid to say, but it was. It's funny the way people reacted to it. Like you say such horrible things about me on a regular basis. Like if you rewound the show to any point, you talk about me, it's probably something really, really mean about me.
Absolutely. Okay, speak to you later. Bye.
And normally I only have a chance to say 2 words. So the 2 words at that moment when you're saying, do not ask people for sleep tips.
All right,
I said,
thanks.
Fuck you.
Okay. Bye.
Why are you so mean to me?
I'm not being mean. I'm saying, yeah, I agree with you. Bye.
All right.
I'm just busting your balls, Benji. I love the kid. Do you like anything about being out of the studio? I bet you some aspects you like. You don't have Fred staring at you while you eat.
And he is a lord.
Well, it's Do I really like if I went to the comfort of the room? Is the comfort of the room different?
Yeah, I think it's better.
No, actually, it's a lot worse with
really?
like people walking around talking that kind of thing.
Distracting.
But I mean, obviously, it's a status kind of thing,
right?
And it's being part of the show kind of thing.
Thank you. Yes, Doug.
Hey now, whoop whoop,
whoop whoop,
whoop whoop. I've heard you talk about this 10 to 6 meeting before.
Yes.
And it sounds like just about everybody attends but Benji.
That's true. Everyone who works here is there but Benji. He set up his own hours.
Why do you and Gary make it optional for him? Why
you know what it is? Like
employment?
Benji had a certain workflow before we put together that meeting. And somehow, I don't know, it's like, it's become like that's Benji's job. You can't shift it around. You can't say to him, hey, show up a little early. I don't know. It's just weird. But again, I'm the ball buster. You know, everyone else gets that they should be at that meeting.
Fuck you, Hal.
Yeah, right. Everything with Benji's optional. He doesn't want to work in the afternoon, his vacation. It's like, fine. I'm like, Benji, I've had discussions with him where he tells me he's losing his mind unless he can get sleep. And so I just go, Benji, work the hours you need to work and we'll figure out something.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, I just like, I give up.
You motherfucker!
I'm a funny guy. I hate when people self-destruct. Like Jackie or something. Like I said to Jackie a million times, Jackie, you got a great job. Stop looking at what you're doing fantastic in life. You got a great place to work. You're making a lot of money. You got prestige. I don't care. You're out to get me.
Yeah.
You know. So I tried for years to make my point to him, years and years. Then finally I gave up. And same with Benji. It's like, I hear him. He goes, I can't sleep. I got problem. I can't do this. I can't get here.
I was not doing that.
All right, whatever.
There was a time that
absolutely. Okay, goodbye.
Okay. All right, fine.
All right, goodbye. You weren't doing that. I want Benji to stay here, so I always try to advise him wisely.
You pretty much put him out.
So I let him do what he wants.
Stay.
Yeah, I basically arranged a job like no other job we have here. I have night terrors, he tells me. Night terrors? Here's a terror. You got nowhere to go to work.
Terrors. It's
terror.
Benji.
You're my day terror. I swear I try to save all my guys.
Yeah, you can hear that on the air, too. It's just, you think he'd know what a complete home run it would be.
I have friends who have wrecked I have friends who have wrecked their own lives. I've seen it. They go down this rabbit hole where they evaluate themselves on such a high level that they fuck their whole lives up.
Yeah.
I have friends who say to me, "You made your move to Sirius, I'm making my big move." I go, "Are you fucking crazy?" I go, you know, people come to me for advice, and I tell them the truth. Jason, you want to yell at Benji? What's that all about? What are you mad about? How did Jason get in on this? What are you angry about?
What am I angry about? I work in the office.
Yeah, go ahead.
I work full time.
Yeah.
I love this show.
Right.
Every day, it is an honor and no joke, an honor and a blessing to be in here, have FaceTime with you, be able to talk about what's going on in the world.
Yes.
And know how maybe I see things might make it to the air.
That's right.
It might help you make a better show.
But by the way, you do a great job of that.
Thanks. And it drives me crazy that Benji, who's been here a lot longer than I have, that has this carte blanche to kind of come and go as he pleases,
I'm
which
trying
is fine.
to save him. I'm trying to save him.
Which is fine.
Right.
But it just drives me crazy that he doesn't see this opportunity and take it and go, oh, I know a lot about current events. Let me show up a half hour early, which isn't early. It's on
And
time.
by the way, that would make the show better.
Absolutely.
And ensure that that his job would be here.
And you know what the craziest thing is? It would probably get him more airtime.
Of course.
Because he'd be here and he'd go, Benji, get in here, explain how you saw X, Y, and Z.
You hit it right on the head, but go try and tell him that. Did you hear what Jason said, Benji? Come in here and acknowledge that you did.
Would he like to challenge him to a current events contest?
You know what, Jason? Yeah, he's going to come in and challenge you. By the way, Jason's belly is full of wisdom. Now I know why he's heavy. It's not from eating. What do you think of what he said, Benji? Did you happen to catch it, or were you busy, or whatever?
I heard it, yeah.
I like what he said.
I do, too.
That's the kind of common sense I try to instill in you.
Yes.
You know, I tell you, Jason, you're as wise as you are obese. Honestly.
I don't get why you are so fat. Because you do seem a very competent person.
Don't change the subject.
Thank you. You know why? Because I'm
what he's saying. He's saying if you took the job and really expanded it as opposed to diminishing it,
right,
you would probably enjoy the job more and have more airtime and everything else.
Cool.
And it's crazy when you say...
Now, I see Benji, like he'll go, leave here right away, and he goes home and he makes a podcast of some sort, of video cast. And I go, why would he sit there with that, where there's 3 people maybe watching him, where he could be part of this and contribute in a way that makes him gets him more exposure?
I cannot tell you how many times we're sitting around talking in the afternoon, and we think of something. We go, oh, Benji would be perfect for that.
But he's not here. Right. All right. Anyway, Benji.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Now I'm more irritated with Benji. Exactly what Jason said is what I was saying on the wrap-up show the other day. Yet I'm an asshole. Jason comes in and you go, he's right.
That's because I can articulate it better.
Yeah, maybe you're not.
No. Jason's a fat, balding guy also.
Right. It's easier to take it.
Yeah.
All right.
You feel Gary doesn't have the same soft touch that Jason has.
No, Gary.
Why does Gary irritate you when he says it?
Well,
Gary makes a good point.
Well, first of all, there's irritation from Jason also.
Right.
I'm more calm today.
Right.
I got a great sleep last night. That's probably a lot of it.
What do you think of what he's saying, though? That he's saying if you were here in the morning, maybe you'd be part of the discussion and have FaceTime and get more airtime.
It's all. I think a lot of times Jason speaks about me.
But what do you think about what he's saying?
Out of meanness. I don't think this was. I think this was.
But what do you think about what he's saying?
I think this was sincere.
Right. And what do you think of what he's saying?
It makes sense.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so is this going to have an impact on your actions?
Oh my Are you going to?
Wait. Let me ask the caller. Why did you say, "Oh my God"?
Because there's no fear in your job, and I already know you're not going to attend the 10 to 6 meeting.
Right.
I just don't understand why you could better the show, and you have, talked about it 100 times, the golden opportunity to be in your position, and you don't have fear of losing your job, and all you got to do.
I do have fear.
No, he has fear. He knows that I have a point where I get completely aggravated, and no matter how much I love someone, I do have to say goodbye.
But he's still there, and he doesn't.
He's still there, and he is important to me.
But you guys were talking about the "fuck you" thing. I do think you're mature on the air enough to in a conversation when you're saying mean shit to me for me to say "fuck you" back.
Well, okay.
Is that good advice?
Who's fatter between the two of you two?
Probably I am.
You weigh more than Jason.
Oh, no. Fatter. I'm saying percentage of my body.
Right. I think so. I'm looking at the two of you, and Jason looks skinny next to you. It's weird.
Now I like standing next to Benji.
The two of you, why don't you go discuss dieting? All right, thank you. Very good. All right, there's Benji. For those of you who are fans of Benji.
If his actions are going to change as a result of that good advice.
I can tell you the answer if you want to know. Nothing is going to change. He's going to go do podcasts.
So what good does it do talking to him?
Oh, my God. The two of them tried to get out the door at the same time, and they got stuck in the doorway. Hold on.
They get stuck?
Fred, push one of them out so they can get out the door. I mean, it's wild. Yes, Mike, go ahead. People are enraged, and they want to speak out. Yes, Mike.
Hey, you guys are a bunch of pussies. Somebody's got to fire this guy. I guarantee he's not the only guy that can do this job. And if you put an ad in the paper, it says, full-time job, 12 hours a week, you can make enough to live on in New York, I guarantee you're going to find an applicant. I mean, who gets to say that to their boss and get away with it? Nobody does.
All right, fair enough, Mike. David, go ahead. David, you're on the air in Ohio. All right. Ryan, you're on the air in Connecticut.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Yeah, I would have fired him right on the spot. I was surprised you didn't.
Yeah, well, I feel
he's a bad parent.
I am. You know what? I think when you're on the air and you feel like you're being humiliated, you try to fight back in some way or something. It's, I don't think Benji would do that off the air.
Well, that's what you do.
Yeah, but honestly, I do have a rule around here. You've heard of the rule, 3 strikes and you're out? I have a rule, 1,800 strikes and you're out. And he's up to 1,700. So, see, he still has 100 more. Okay?
But,
by the way, there were people here who wanted to fire him, and I put a stop to that. I said, look, we were on the air. We had heated words. He probably felt embarrassed, and I understood that.
I don't even remember what you said.
I don't even remember what the argument was about, honestly.
Yeah.
It was just stupid. And then the only thing I remember is that he said, fuck you to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 8 times.
Like 8 times. That's right. And I kept him around. All right, Ryan, I hear your point, but
I took stuff from bosses before and everything, and you take it. That's your boss.
I know. All right, fair enough, Ryan. I hear you. Whatever. Somehow I get a kick out.
It's really interesting. Like, I don't know Dr. Drew, but I've talked to him more than I talk to most guests off the air for whatever reason. And I know what you're saying. It's a weird thing doing that show. He doesn't really seem like a nice guy. I've never gotten any impression from him that he's like, I'm just making, you know what I mean? Like,
you don't feel he's exploited.
But whenever I talk to him, he always talks about people like in what seems to be a caring way.
Yeah. Dr. Drew, your boyfriend, is here, Robin. And
well, I can't wait to see him.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing he's here today. I want to talk to him about Michael Jackson because I have a point of view on this. There he is, Dr. Drew Pinsky. Look at this guy. Wearing the jeans, casual look. Very nice. You look good.
Ready for my beating from Robin?
Well, we'll get to that.
I'm not going to beat you. Stop it.
I'm looking at the front page of the paper. Actually, I didn't get a chance to talk about this today. Jacko, Michael Jackson. He was a mess, addicted to medication. Tour bosses drove him to early grave. I was wondering what you thought of this lawsuit that the Jackson family is having against, I think the company's called AEG.
AEG, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Are they really responsible? He's the addict.
Yeah, but the people like Michael Jackson are surrounded by people that allow them to progress in their illness to the point they die.
Right.
And it's an interesting question. To what extent are they responsible for that? Right?
Because I have a great feeling about personal responsibility.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Michael Jackson is a grown man.
Yeah.
And he decided he needed money because he had squandered a lot of money, and he had to go back on tour. He decided on AEG's offer. They put up a lot of cash for him to go out there. Yes, they demanded he go work for it.
Yes.
It's like, I was sick, and I had to go work on America's Got Talent.
What's that show called?
Yeah, I didn't go to NBC and say, I'm sick, I can't do I showed up. They didn't have to go prescribe a doctor for me.
Right.
I take personal responsibility. I'm not a child.
But you're not. You don't have mental illness. You know what I mean? These are really severe mental illness issues. I mean, he died of his mental illness. He died of addiction. And I agree with you. Listen, what I always say is people aren't responsible for their illness. They're responsible for their recovery.
But can't the Jackson family take responsibility? But if they couldn't get Michael Jackson under control, why should AEG be able to?
Listen, I'm not saying they should. It's just an interesting question. It's another piece of his story is Deepak Chopra. I'm sure you've spoken to him over the years. He saw the addiction. Went to Michael. They were in Arizona, I think he said, as some sort of detox, nonsense. No, I mean, like cleansing nonsense, rather than. Sorry, Robin, about that.
Well, it's not nonsense. You're going to quote Deepak Chopra now.
But if the guy is seriously addicted to drugs, cleansing might be nice, but he does need psychological counseling.
Colonics aren't going to do much for him. I'm just saying he needs.
Well, colonics don't help mental illness either, right?
Right, that's right. And Chopra, who's full, Chopra is the real deal. He's a physician. He's worked practice for years. I used to read his research when I was a resident, strangely enough. But anyway, so he goes up to him and goes, this is an addiction problem. We got to do something about this. Michael, I'm really concerned about you. That was it. Last time we ever spoke to Michael Jackson.
Oh, that was the end. Because when I met with Michael Jackson about a business thing, I brought up Deepak Chopra because Michael was not even communicating with me in the meeting. He was just out of it. Yeah. And I go, I know Deepak Chopra. And he goes, Deepak is. And that was it. That was the whole conversation.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. So I never knew what the rift was there. So in other words, Chopra tried to say something to the guy.
Tried to be responsible. He realized what was going on. I'm a physician. I'm going to help you. And that's it. You're out of the inner circle.
And your point is that here's a guy who gently said, maybe you need some help. So how could AEG, is my point. If I'm a lawyer representing that company, I'm like, look, we wanted Michael Jackson to go out and do concerts. Did we ask him? We gave him money, and we want him out there. We want him doing it. It's up to Michael Jackson to handle his own addiction.
And what you're going to see, I think, in this case is a lot of stuff going to come up. You're going to see the real story now because AEG is going to defend themselves.
Right.
And you're going to see
I think the real gist is whether they did a good or bad job hiring the doctor. I think that's the crux of the thing. Is it a responsible doctor who was involved?
And listen, I feel sorry for Conrad Murray. I don't think he got sucked into way over his head. I give a lecture.
Do you really feel sorry?
Listen, I gave a lecture.
I don't understand that.
Well, here's the deal. I'm not saying it's wrong what they decided to do with him, but I feel sorry for him in that I just gave a lecture at the USC Medical School on Monday. At the end of my lecture, I put Conrad Murray's face on the screen, and my PowerPoint, I said, "Don't go it alone. You're dealing with a complex mental health problem. Teams, never alone. You never go, we have a special relationship. I have a special ability. I'll take care of that guy." Death. That's disaster.
Because here's what I understand about Conrad Murray. Yeah. That he was being paid $150,000 a month.
It's unconscionable.
It's an unbelievable amount of money.
Yeah.
And that he was giving Michael Jackson propofol.
Propofol, yeah.
However it's said. Propofol, which is anesthesia.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah, and so I would hold the doctor responsible because he should know not to do that. So why would you feel bad for him?
I feel sorry he got sucked into this situation. He resisted all the way along, but kept going with it, assuming he'd be able to take care of it later. I understand how he got his ass on a sling like this. I feel bad.
But as a doctor, would you ever, if a patient said to you, I want propofol?
No, when I heard about that, you could have, telling me that a patient was getting propofol in his bed, when I heard that story, you might as well said a Martian landed out here on 6th Avenue.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You're
it's
right.
absolutely crazy. It's insanity.
Right.
And yet he'd been getting it for years.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
That he could find doctors who were willing to give it to him.
Unbelievable. Well, you're opening up a bigger thing, because
that's why I don't feel bad for Conrad Murray.
No, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for what happened to him. I feel bad that he got sucked into this thing.
Should he be in jail? I believe that it's irresponsible what he did.
It's unconscionable.
Yeah, and that I understand, but I think the family can't really go after him too much because he has no money. They're looking at AEG, this company. Yeah. They want him to pay billions of dollars. And I'm certainly, listen, if somebody is responsible for someone's death, I think they should pay. Yeah. But I have a hard time wrapping my head around an adult
male.
Well, oftentimes families are looking to assuage their own guilt in situations like this, too. They don't want to take any personal responsibility.
There you go. I agree with
Great insight, Robin.
Yeah. Now, let's get back to you, Doctor.
Oh, don't try to butter me up.
Listen, I just was feeling so great, but how long I've gotten without being beaten up by you, Robin. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
You're sorry you ever evaluated Robin as a narcissist, a 34. She received the highest score ever in the history of your exam.
Correct. I think there was one. I think there was one higher one.
No. You said I was the highest.
No. My co-author.
I resent that.
What you discovered in your research was that Robin was not only the biggest narcissist on our show, but the biggest narcissist that you found in any celebrity.
Get out of here.
Yeah. She was the worst case of any narcissism you'd ever seen.
I believe that.
I don't know about worst case, but she is the winner. The co-author, who's actually the guy that gave you the test and appeared on the show, if you remember this, he's a professor at SC Business School. And he told me the day he administered somebody else got a higher score. I forget who it was, but you would no longer hold the honor. I'm sorry, Robin. I won't publish. I won't tell anybody.
Right. But you're sorry you ever even started in with her.
Absolutely.
Because, Robin, and you say that Robin has been a big critic of yours.
Yeah.
She gave it to you pretty good after the death of Mindy McCready. Mm-hmm. She came out on the air and I
couldn't
believe
listen. I couldn't listen to it.
You couldn't.
Mm-mm.
You were upset.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have had a problem from day one with the show. It is not about the deaths of these people necessarily. It just adds to it. I've had a problem from the very beginning. And you just made my argument when you said a lot of this has to do with mental illness.
Well, and this is the interesting thing. I thought about that when I was thinking about coming up here, and I think Robin thinks I invented the show. And
I didn't say you invented the show. But you're participating in the show.
No, I did
and you are a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way so much. I'm torn in a way. Sometimes I feel like, addiction and recovery shouldn't be on TV. And then sometimes I think, if it's on TV and people watch it, maybe they'd be less threatened and go and get help.
Yes. And now that, why? But Robin, listen, why can we have shows about, listen, I spend my whole
life. I don't like any of them.
I'm trying to reduce stigma about mental illness. Why? And listen, why do the constant refrain is why do we treat illnesses below the neck different than those above the neck? Why do brain illnesses different? They shouldn't be. So we have shows about surgery and emergency rooms and everything else. But no, mental illness, we can't do that. We cannot do that. That sustains the stigma. Now, people don't want to do it. Fine, I totally get that. But when people
believe you're reducing the stigma?
Robin, when I was running a treatment center, we would have people come in all the time. Really almost every day. And we didn't advertise where we had our center. But people would come in not knowing it was us. It was the same as a TV show. And they would come and they go, I watched this TV show and I could no longer, I saw this patient. I thought that's me. I can't deny this anymore. I've got to come in and get treatment. And they would do that. And that to me is, oh my God, that's why we did this. But
you got slammed after Mindy McCready committed suicide.
Yeah.
And your defense was, hey, look, I treated her. There's a lot of people I've treated who have never gone back to drugs. I can't guarantee that someone won't go back to drugs. And I haven't treated her for 4 years.
That's exactly right. I haven't seen her for 4 years. I talked to her. Some people asked me to call her when her boyfriend or husband killed himself, and I did. I talked to her, convinced her to go into a hospital.
Right.
She was severely depressed. I'm not even sure drugs was a part of the thing at that point.
Right.
And she was afraid of stigma. She was afraid people would find out. She went in, people found out, scared the shit out of her. She left, killed herself. Yeah.
Wow. So that backs up your point that if it wasn't such a shameful thing to go get help, maybe that she would have stayed in the hospital.
I think you talking about your treatment over the years has been very helpful. I've had therapy for over 10 years. I talk about it all the time.
Right.
I think it's the greatest thing I ever did. I have an anxiety disorder. Robin's making it worse.
Right.
You make it a lot worse.
Right.
Now blame me I'm running your feelings.
Yeah.
I can't run your... My dear, you can't change the world. You have to change yourself.
Well, what do you think of that, Dr. Drew?
I work on that, but I'd also like to make a difference in the...
And that's Robin's music.
I know that.
So that means she made an excellent point.
It was an excellent point.
That's right. Touche, Robin.
Now he's going to tell me I can't just talk. I've got to worry about his feelings.
Well, here's what we have.
Did he worry about mine with his stupid test?
Listen, I didn't. You're Robin, again, this is why she's so great.
Yeah. I don't argue with Robin.
I didn't take a beat and think about it because you discussed it here on the air, and by the way, it was my partner. I'll take responsibility. My name's on the thing.
Right.
I wish I'd taken a beat and gone, I wonder if I should give her a call and make sure this is
You're
okay with
sorry
her.
you put that in a book.
Deeply.
It wasn't worth the aggravation.
How many years ago? And here we are talking about this.
Well, listen, the woman is hurt. I understand. She doesn't want to be the biggest.
Well, now he's talking about his, but the point of all recovery is you have to deal with the response, with the reaction to your previous behavior.
Yes, well,
and that's all that's ever happened here.
Robin's not the only critic. This is interesting to me.
What?
After Mindy McCready's suicide, Richard Marx, the composer, the singer, he compared you to Dr. Kevorkian.
I know.
And he put that out on Twitter in writing. But interestingly, after he put it out, he then took it down.
Yeah.
He deleted his
He was
comment.
afraid I was going to do something. Or, you know what I mean?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think that's...
You didn't do that unprompted?
No. I hate Twitter. I hate all that stuff. It feels, you can't imagine how it feels. When you go up, when you're out there trying to help people, and you take, I know I'm taking risk with my profession and my sort of how I'm perceived by people. I understand that, but I think it's worth the risk. And then when people don't understand and attack, it is painful.
Because I think you have a really good heart. And I think you really do care. I think if we were to open up your head...
I think you don't know him.
I think that Dr. Drew actually cares about helping people.
You don't know that for a fact. You think it.
I feel that way about him.
Thank you.
I do.
I appreciate that. Robin does not, and I don't know what to do about it. It's not much I can do.
I'm willing to say I don't know.
Okay.
I'll
take that.
The show
gives me a chance.
The show. Everyone could debate whether the show, Celebrity Rehab, is bad or good, but I feel that your intentions are positive. You do want to help people. That you're a guy who privately reaches out to people. You also reach out to the former patients and this and that. And your point was that Richard Marx, when he says that stuff, when you go on Twitter, it fucking kills you because you're a sensitive guy.
It's awful.
And do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Do people attack you?
You didn't get into a Twitter war?
No, I don't. I just sort of suck it up. And what am I going to do? That is the worst part about all this. I'm helpless. Anything I say just keeps it going.
Right.
Because it doesn't change anybody's idea. I can't change Robin. I've been talking to her for years.
So you don't like the controversy?
No.
No. In a way, the controversy will fuel other projects and things.
Oh, I don't think so.
No. You'd rather just be hailed as a good guy.
I don't just do. Yeah. I listen. I'm in media to. Why am I here? Why am I in media? I'm in media to try to make a difference. If I were in media because, hey, it's just me.
Right.
What an empty fucking experience.
Right.
As opposed to trying to use media creatively in an interesting way to try to. I mean, I feel so grateful. I get to try to use media to make a difference. Oh my God!
So
I didn't start medical school thinking that would happen to me. Not in a million years.
Why not pull down your Twitter account? Why subject yourself to the?
It's a great. I have 3 million Twitter followers.
3 million.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous amount of followers.
It's crazy.
So to pull it down would be weird.
Be like, but it might be an empowering thing to do. I think I would need a little more year of therapy to do that properly.
And a lot of people attack you on this. You have said that the biggest secret about Twitter is that all celebrities. Maybe not even just celebrities. Everyone is getting violently attacked on this thing.
Not only that, I think that people worry about video games. I have kids. My kids are 20. I have triplets. They're 20.
Right.
And they play video games. Two of them are boys. And I never worried about them, screwing around with cartoons.
Right.
But when they act out on a person through social media and feel entitled to say whatever the F they want.
Right.
Are you kidding? That's violent. And no sense of any consequence or. Notice I'm trying to get through to Robin about this right now. This is hurting me.
Yeah.
I have never tweeted about you.
No, thank you for that. I appreciate that too. But
you just slam him on the radio.
I say it right here.
I wish I didn't have so much admiration and respect for Robin. Then it wouldn't hurt quite so much.
Right. Is there any? How could you convince Robin to come over to your team and really?
I don't know.
I don't think it's possible.
Maybe not.
Robin, right? Am I right?
Look, again, there are, at times Gary has come in here and says Robin hates Dr. Drew, and that is not the case at all.
I'd almost rather that than
this,
than the misunderstood thinking I'm a bad person. That's
I don't think you're a bad person. You're putting words in my mouth. I have said I don't know you.
But what do you think? You just think the show is bad.
On the face of it, my feeling about the responsibilities of people in the medical profession.
Yeah. I was just going to have that conversation with you because you were a nurse, right?
Yes.
And were you RN or LVN? What was your
RN?
RN. So
How dare you?
When no, I don't know.
She was a major in the Air Force.
No, and she's right. That's a huge difference. I mean, RN really shoulders the responsibilities. They absolutely do. And so this is something she feels deeply, and probably other physicians feel that way too. We shouldn't be in the media, but if we don't go,
not that you shouldn't be in the media. Again, I question asking people who are in the conditions that the people you're treating are in for their permission to be filmed on a show while they're undergoing treatment.
In other words, Robin, you're saying Jeff Conaway, for example, who is now deceased. I've had him on the show. Jeff Conaway, who is a great radio guest, great on your show, great guy. But he was out of his fucking mind. I mean, he was dying. He was dying and all this. You're saying that perhaps if you hadn't put him on the show,
no, I don't say that at all. I say that he's not capable of making a responsible decision about what this is going to do to him, and he's not capable. He's looking at it. A lot of people are looking at it as career advancement.
And so, but you're raising an interesting point is, can anybody with addiction render consent for anything? Right. So can they consent to be hospitalized? They consent. I mean, this is a conversation.
And this is the point, that it shouldn't be done with this. You're going to be on TV,
but what if Drew had saved his life, and the only thing motivating this guy to go in rehab was television,
was make money and be on TV?
That's right.
And my point is, I don't care what's motivating them. If I get my hands on them, I can make a difference with them. And what's interesting, and I did not.
But it can also have adverse effects. So it depends on the person, and I don't know that evaluation is being made.
And the other thing is, pretty much all the patients we treated felt like it was an important experience for them, like a good experience. They didn't realize. I didn't know that was going to happen.
In other words, all the deaths are always pointed out, and not the people who succeed. Like Heidi Fleiss said, and she came out and said, "Hey, Dr. Drew's great. He really helped me with my addiction problem." Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Sizemore,
was on our show the other day. Claims he's clean and sober.
Yeah, and he got sober in celebrity rehab. I mean, who the hell knew? But here's the thing: like Rodney King dies of a cardiac condition. Right. That's why he died. He had a heart problem.
Right.
I got blamed for that.
You did?
Yeah. People want to blame me for Rodney.
Well, people did say he was another, celebrity rehab.
Yeah. But Mindy who died. Suicide. Yeah. I get blamed for that.
Right.
I haven't seen any of these people in years. Right. I mean, and I'm kind of like a chest surgeon that goes in with very serious illness and does my surgery, and then I hand them back to their usual doctor. And
you take a guy like Steven Adler. I think he's been pretty good.
Adler's been great. A lot of them have been really good. Really good.
A lot of them have improved.
Yeah, and they were not interested in treatment when we got them. They wanted to be on TV or make money. That's why they went. And that doesn't bother me.
Right.
Once I can get them, I can make a difference.
Well, that's my only argument. I think that is questionable.
But okay.
Well, that's it. You never can resolve that. But, look, there's now season 6 of Celebrity Rehab was not a celebrity. It was just rehab.
Regular people. We treated and I always tell CBH1 they should they spent about $300,000 in aftercare on this group. Just in treating them for a year, there's still some of them are still in treatment. It was a year later. We're still working with.
Was the show as successful without celebrities?
No
way.
Not at all.
Did
you see it? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't know anything about it.
And it was intense. I mean, it was a rough group.
Right.
But people don't seem to have that Schadenfreude.
They want a celebrity. Yeah. The guy you lost that I knew.
So all of it's bad. It's bad why people are watching. It's bad, why people are signing up.
It's a crazy.
I don't think Robin's ever seen it.
The guy.
Has she?
I think she has.
I watched the first couple of episodes, and that's when I knew I can't watch this.
Alice in Chains guy. That guy knew he was. There was no way he was going to be saved. I couldn't. He was just way gone.
Listen. This is a bigger conversation too, which is. All my patients die of prescription drug overdose. They don't die of heroin overdose. They don't die of coke. They die of prescription drugs. That's pretty much all what happens. And so Mike, we got him sober. We were working with him. He was doing great. He was had sobriety, like 9 months of sobriety. I mean, a miracle. The guy had been using his entire life.
Right.
All of a sudden, he calls Bob Forrest the hat one day.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm moving to Utah. We're like, but Mike, please, no, that doesn't feel right to us. I'll be living at the guys at Cirque Lodge, a halfway house. I'm right nearby. It's just a new band. It's no big deal. I'll call you guys all the time. He goes. He's not there a month before I get a call from him going, I'm having back pain. I go, Mike, whatever you do, please, dear God, don't see a doctor. Right. You know what's going to happen.
They're going to give you medication.
2 weeks later, he's dead.
Dead.
And with the pills at his bedside.
Wow. I didn't realize that's what usually does everyone.
Jeff Conway, same thing. More
Prescription
surgeries,
meds.
that's what people die of.
He was addicted to surgery.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he was
surgery would get him the meds.
Right.
And that's a common thing.
So he kept saying, oh, my back, and you have surgery.
And when I took him off all the meds, he had no pain. I don't know if you remember that. He actually tap danced and stuff. And then he was like, oh, wait, the doctor said I have to have. It's like, Jeff, please try something different.
He was an addict. He wasn't changing.
Yeah.
He wasn't changing.
Yeah, but Dr. Drew is also pointing out another huge problem.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Robin.
What is
and
that?
it's his profession.
Oh, thank you. No, she's right. She's right. As an RN, she is absolutely right. She sees it.
That medical doctors are too quick to prescribe.
Listen, there was a headline, and it was some sort of throwaway sort of newspaper for doctors, and it says, opioids, no evidence that opioids effective for chronic pain.
Right.
Zero evidence that they're doing anything.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, it just perpetuates the pain. Next line is, so we have to monitor the patients better.
That makes no sense.
It's not going to help them.
Forget not using the medicine.
Yeah.
We have to keep giving and just use it a little differently. So it's really I think why I'm kind of pulling away from the field a little bit. It's too painful. It's too difficult.
Well, what are you doing now? You got this show on
I'm
HLN.
doing now officially. I think for the last year, TV. Officially, I practice general internal medicine there 2 a week, and I have all my patients I've seen for 20 years.
Right.
But I'm pulling away from the mental health stuff a little bit.
You are? Why? Because you just fed up?
I think I did it for 20 years, and that's enough.
And you think
like Robin attacking me? I feel sort of beaten down.
I
too
attacked
much.
the show.
I feel beaten down. Yeah,
it's too much. So you're getting out of the addiction business
for the moment. I still get tons of calls and refer and try to help people and stuff, but I'm not doing it.
One of the people that called you was Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse. Didn't she reach out to you?
No, there were people kind of orbiting around getting near me, but I didn't actually talk to her.
Oh, you never spoke to her.
But she was, that's another, it was clearly going to die. Died on Librium, again, pills.
Did Lindsay Lohan contact you and you said, I'm not the doctor to help her?
Somebody contacted me and wanted to help out with an intervention, and I said, "Look, if I walk in the door, she's going to run out the other side. I'm not the guy for that."
Yeah, you know why you're here.
Yeah, I'm not the guy for that. But I gave them some advice on what I thought they should do and stuff, and it's kind of moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, she's being court ordered.
I think tomorrow or Thursday or something. She's going to treatment.
She's going to treatment.
Yeah, good. I mean, and I've read the sort of the court order, and it is that she has to spend at least 6 months and can only be released by the medical director, and they're not going to release her in 6 months. No way.
So the reason that you wouldn't have been good to help her is because you were on television, and she would have just run away from you.
She's another one like Robin that takes aim at me and thinks I'm like trying to hurt her or something.
She's like me?
Well,
oh my goodness.
Is she a 34?
If you ever think of rekindling our relationship, you got to be careful what you say.
I really misstep with Robin every damn time. I can't get it right.
I'm like Lindsay Lohan.
I can't.
I think he means you're too attractive.
That's what I meant.
By the way, the biggest success story Celebrity Rehab ever had is Dennis Rodman went on there. Now he's an ambassador to North Korea. I mean, look at him. He's soaring to new heights.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
I don't know what to make of that.
Should he be in North Korea?
No.
Was it ever determined if he was an addict? He never admitted to any kind of addiction, did he? Well, at the end he did.
Well, if you remember, this is the part. There's so many things that were very vivid for me that the world didn't kind of pick up on. I scanned his brain. We did SPECT scans on his head.
Yeah.
And it showed alcohol damage, like severe alcohol damage. And he had this very strange thing where his temporal lobes weren't functioning and his frontal lobes were hyper-functioning.
Wow.
The psychiatrist and I had never seen anything like this before. So he can focus on one thing like a maniac,
right?
But he can't sort of process the nuances of what's going on emotionally with people. Isn't that interesting?
I see.
Yeah. So he could
and just think, he and the leader of Korea,
I know.
North Korea, hit it off.
They may have a similar profile.
Well,
so I guess that's what Robin's whole theory on the show is, that look at this stuff that you discovered medically about Dennis Rodman, and then it's out there for the whole world to see. Probably he doesn't realize that could be damaging to him.
No, it wouldn't be damaging. Maybe you should be like, wow, that's why that guy can focus on one thing like rebounding. God bless him. And also, he used to read like a maniac and stuff, and he's monomaniacal focus.
Right.
But also why you shouldn't expect him to really sort of work in group therapy.
Right.
Because he can't pick up on the nuances of what's going on
because
in the room.
He said he had no addiction problem.
Well, he never really. No, he copped to it by the
He did at the end.
He promised. It's a really interesting thing with Dennis. He said, you and I will have a relationship, but you're going to have to fight for it. It's like Robin. I have to fight for it.
Yeah.
And, now I'm like Dennis Rodman with temporal lobe problem.
And Lindsay Lohan.
No, you're way vastly superior.
Right.
But and Lobo, he and I had a relationship by the end. We really did. I have great affection for him.
What's funny about him is that he said to you, "I'm not going to stop drinking."
Well, a lot of people do that. Listen, People want to cast me also, in addition to beating me up for things I try to do. They want me to be the man, like I'm like I care if people smoke pot or something. I don't give a shit. I hope people enjoy themselves. Right. I'm here for people that can't stop and want help. That's it.
The person I never understood on the show was this Rachel Yucatel, and she was the girl who
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. And she survived, or she had lost a loved one at 9/11.
The reason I didn't understand why she was on Celebrity Rehab. She was addicted to absolutely nothing except for love. It seemed like you were grasping at straws.
It seemed a little bit of a reach, but she actually really responded to treatment. I mean, she has now a baby and a husband and stuff, and her relationships were a mess.
Right.
And she really did some good work, and we sort of constructed her. I mean, understood her as a love addict, and she was getting going with pills and alcohol, make no mistake about it.
All right.
And she didn't make much of that, and she didn't want to really look at that, and so we looked at the primary thing, and motivating that is this interpersonal thing.
I see.
And lo and behold, once she got better with that, she didn't use drug and alcohol.
Look at you. Hey, so you're here promoting, now you've backed off Celebrity Rehab type stuff, and you're on HLN, which is Headline News, and you're doing a nightly show?
Yeah.
And what is it?
You didn't know that?
No. How do I know that?
It's right now. It's news. It's HLN, so it's a lot of Nancy Gracie kind of stuff, and so we're doing Jodi Arias 24/7. The other thing I'm doing is a podcast at DrDrew.com, and I'm podcasting with Corolla again. And we have the #1 podcast in the country right now.
Now I thought Corolla said he had the #1 podcast.
Then he and I together beat him.
Is it love lines basically?
We don't really. We do it just like you and I are right now. We don't do a lot of calls. It's just not really love line.
Really?
Yeah.
No teenagers calling in about sex.
We'll occasionally get 30-somethings calling about whatever, but no, it's just us kind of chatting, just like this.
I always felt that you and Adam were very strong together.
Yeah.
But it was great when you took the calls from teenagers and they would ask these sex questions.
I still do Love Line with Mike Catherwood. Remember the guy from Dance with the Stars?
You do that on the radio?
Yeah, that's on the radio, yeah.
Oh, you do that on the radio?
Yeah.
You do a podcast with Adam?
Yeah.
Can you make any money doing a podcast?
He does, like crazy.
But you don't?
If I can hang on to his engine, I might.
Right. You're seeing where it'll go.
If I don't, he'll kick me out. Adam's ruthless. If I'm not producing for his little pirate ship, then goodbye.
Right. He's a real businessman.
He is. It's no fool. And Robin likes that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's where Robin and I can find common ground.
So Dr. Drew...
You suspect every giggle.
So the Dr. Drew podcast is available on iTunes.
Yes.
It's the #1 podcast, but Adam hasn't paid you any money yet.
No, Adam doesn't pay me. You have to click through an Amazon at my website. That's how they make money.
I see.
And then they sell ads and stuff, too.
So what is that, an hour show?
Yeah.
And you go on there and you take phone calls.
No, well, we do some calls, but I like Robin. Listen, you watch the show.
Oh,
Robin,
she's obsessed with you.
I know that HLN format. Sure. I watch the show from time to time.
Do you follow the Jodi Arias thing?
No.
I thought you'd be into that because it's what's crazy thing happened to me.
Yeah.
I was somebody gave me courtside tickets at the Laker game, and it was a Raptor game, and it was a terrible cantankerous game. The Lakers were still fighting to get in the playoffs, and there was like 4 seconds left in the game. It was overtime, and Kobe Bryant walks over me, gives me this, like
a head nod.
Yeah, and I'm like, geez, there's 3 seconds left in the game, and I like, who are you talking to? He kind of walks over, he goes, we need to chit-chat about Jodi Arias.
Oh, really?
And he called me the next day.
Wow.
And he was real interested in this case.
No kidding.
Have you ever talked to him?
No. Kobe Bryant?
Could not have been a greater guy.
Wow.
I mean, I had one of the funnest sort of conversations with him.
And why is he so obsessed with Jodi Arias?
It's a hard thing not, if you get going with it as a man, it's hard not to. You would have liked it.
What is your fascination with
the
the
fascination? It's not mine. It's the world's, which is that she's this sort of attractive young woman who's got sex tapes. These incredible tapes she took of she and her boyfriend interacting, where it seems like she's like completely into this thing, and they're talking about anal. You would love it. He's tying her up and anal sex, blah blah. and now she's going, he was abusing me.
Right.
I didn't want to do any of that. It demeaned me. It was terrible.
So you believe, based on these tapes, that she was a willing participant in their relationship?
Oh, yeah, very clearly.
And that perhaps she's really guilty.
Oh yeah. Well, she said she did it. Just now she's saying...
No, I mean guilty not because she was in self-defense, but guilty because she just wanted to bump
So
him
I
off.
put teams of psychologists together, and we sort of analyzed her as a borderline with psychopathic features. Yeah. And lo and behold, the psychologists now are on the stand with the actual psychology testing showing that indeed that's what she is.
Why did she do it, do you think, then?
Because she was using, it was interesting, she was using sex the way a man uses violence to control and manipulate her boyfriend. And when that didn't work, when he really was going to leave, then she resorted to violence.
So America is so fascinated with this because she's a hot chick.
Yeah.
If this was an ugly chick, we wouldn't care.
And the sex tapes.
Right. The sex tapes, hot chick, all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex in it.
As guys, why are we so interested? Because we believe maybe we could have gotten her?
Well, not just gotten her, but it's like, oh my God, you mean it seemed like she was so into it? You mean I could be with somebody who thinks like who seems to be more into it than me?
And then accuses me of abusing her.
Yeah. That's your body goes, whoa.
Now, who do we think?
Well, actually, the guys are thinking maybe I could get out before that turn where now she won't let me go.
Robin, you're diabolical, you see. That's why you think I'm bad. You think that way.
Why does Lisa Lampanelli credit you with her weight loss? She says you were her inspiration for losing weight. Why is that? Did you meet with her?
No, never. I've talked to her many, many times.
Right.
I don't know.
Who do we think will die next from celebrity rehab?
Dear.
That's the big question. Who do we think's going to be checking out next? Because I'm in a pool and I want to win.
Now, see, even I think that's an unfair question for Drew.
It's the Dr. Drew celebrity death pool.
It's a fatal illness. These were advanced addict. There could well be another. There could well be.
Let's go through the list. Well, let's pick who's going to go.
Well, is there going to be another celebrity rehab?
No.
No, he's out.
I'm not doing it anymore.
I mean, he's had it. Has VH1 said to you, come on, do it?
No. I mean, if there was a group that, it's so bizarre. Again, I get people like Twitter me like, why aren't you taking care of Tila Tequila? Why aren't you taking care of Amanda Bynes? I don't know these people. I never met.
They've got to come
Isn't that your job to take care of all celebrities?
Right. I have no idea how I would even ever get in touch with, or why they would ever. I would be happy to refer them somewhere if people ever called me.
Somebody sent me a tape on the internet. Tila Tequila just put out, where she says, I have powers and can manipulate air and energy.
Wow.
Have you seen this?
No.
And she is waving her hands in the air like this, cupping the air and trying to demonstrate this power that she has. And she's saying, do you see how I'm moving the air around?
That's psychotic.
And she, of course, nothing is happening, but she is convinced that she's doing
some hallucinogenic thing.
I've had her on the show. She seemed fine, right, Robin? I mean, seriously.
Well, she was okay that day.
Yeah, she was fine. I don't know. It's weird. All right, let's figure out for my celebrity death pool, who's going next? Andy Dick seems like he's
good right now.
In recovery.
Yes.
Okay. Do we trust that?
He's got bad illness. Andy could, and he knows he could go.
He could relapse.
Yeah.
Steven Adler seems okay.
Seems okay.
Dennis Rodman is now an ambassador. We know he's okay. Tom Sizemore I just had on the show. He seemed okay.
Looked
Think
good.
about Tom is great, but and Tom isn't he just the greatest guy?
Yeah.
He's just a very interesting guy. But he has hope to die addiction. If he goes again, it's going to be bad.
It's right. He's got to.
So there's somebody that if
he's the saddest case to me because the guy had a real fucking career. Some of these people you counsel, they were going nowhere anyway. But Sizemore had a real acting career. I mean, he was on the fast track to the Oscar.
Yeah. He's a real talent.
He's a real deal.
And he's been robbed of that, and we've been robbed of it.
Yeah.
But if he stays sober, he'll be back. I mean, Robert Downey's, look at him now. You know what I mean? And the thing that Robert did that they all have to do is they have to drop out and think they'll never work again.
Right. You have to hit rock bottom, in other words.
But they have to, because many hit rock bottom. Like Robert hit rock bottom and then went back to work, and then went back to work, and then went back to work, and then relapse. He's got to stop and go, maybe I'll never work again. Maybe I'll never be an actor. I don't know what the hell. Just as long as I stay sober, that's all that matters.
Right. Sober has to come before work.
You can't even think about anything else for a couple of years when you're somebody like that.
What about China, the wrestler? Maybe she's having a hard time, you think?
That's not going to go well.
Amy Fisher is doing okay. No? I don't know.
What are they laughing about back here?
I'm just laughing.
Is there Amy fans back here? No.
Gary Busey, I don't think he's on anything.
No,
is he?
No.
I just think he's fucking wild.
Well, he's had brain injury, right?
Yeah.
He's had a lobotomy.
He has?
Yes. He crushed I think it was the right frontal lobe.
From his motorcycle accident.
Yeah, and he woke up saying, I don't want to use anymore. They used to treat addiction with lobotomies.
Right.
So it diminishes the drive to use.
So after the motorcycle.
He's cured.
He's cured. The motorcycle accident cured him of addiction.
And that's why all the impulsivity and stuff, he doesn't have that part of his brain function where he can sort of see. And that's what we worked on with him, is trying to get him to see how other people are perceiving his behaviors. Wow. And he was shocked. He was surprised.
But he is now a staple on these reality shows because he's so
interesting.
He's so interesting. Let's put it that way. That's so true. So who knows who's going to be next? I mean, you can go through this list all day. We just don't know. So my celebrity death pool, I'm probably no better off having.
You're on your own.
A dartboard.
It's a dartboard.
But as it gives me a agita. It gives me a horrible pain in my stomach when you put it that way. But that's right. These are really sick guys.
We know. And listen, if I can make a few bucks, why not?
No.
Into my death pool.
No, and if any of them, I'd be delighted to help any if they want to reach out. But I don't have any contact with any of them.
You know what we ought to do for all of them? Put them in a motorcycle accident. They'll all stop using.
Or we just do
there you go.
Lobotomy.
That's right. It's weird. The lobotomy works.
Well.
So what?
Side effects.
So what? How much thinking do you need to do? All right, listen, Dr. Drew, the big show. This is why you're here.
Robin, you know what? I'm here because it's been too long. And the strangest thing of all, by the way, is I'll do this show, and for 2 years afterwards, almost half the time, people come up and say hi to me. They go, "I love you on Stern."
Yeah, well, you're great on the show.
For years after. It's great.
And you know, I think even this new HLN show, Robin can approve of. Because Robin? Do you approve of the
this is fine. This is fine. He's not exploiting it.
Robin, before I do anything in the future, can I call you and double check and make sure you approve
why
it?
not?
No. Go live your life, and then I can comment on it.
Right.
It's so painful, though, Robin. It is.
Yes, Doug. What is it?
Robin, let me finish my sentence. I know you're going to want to jump in, but you really, I mean, you got to saying it's because you don't know Dr. Drew that you would really pause and say, I don't know he has a good heart because I don't know him.
Well, she doesn't know him, she's saying.
Yeah, I know, but...
why did I say he has a good heart if I don't know him? I don't know him.
Robin is being correct. She does not know Dr. Drew. So she can only go by his actions.
Yeah, but you yourself said it seems a bit petty. You yourself said it seems. I mean, you're not.
No, I am not as sure as Robin is that the show is so bad. I think there is some good that comes out of it.
Yes, and I think Dr. Drew does have a good heart. I don't know him. He seems like he's trying to make a difference.
I do think Dr. Drew has a good heart.
You're surmising his motivations and all of that stuff. That's wonderful for you.
I am.
Oh my God!
And you know what?
Oh my God!
But here's Robin. Here's the deal.
Robin has a point of view.
Robin, I am not. Thank you, Doug.
You don't like Robin's point of view.
I like Robin, but it's pissing me off.
But Robin, I am not perfect. I am not. You know that, right?
I thought you were.
No, I'm not perfect, and I've got weaknesses and strengths like anybody, and I'm not claiming to be anything like that. And if that offends you or something, Robin.
Oh, I'm not offended by anything. Will you stop it? Now who's the narcissist? You think I really care about all these things?
Point.
I think Robin is disturbed by some things that you're doing. But
I do have that one little problem with exploiting people who are incapable of making a good decision.
Yeah, the consent thing is really an interesting question.
Is it possible Robin's in love with you?
Oh.
Do you ever have that
used to be. No, I'm not anymore.
I've let her down. Oh, that's even more. Now you've really broken my heart. This is just, now it's...
All right, Irene, you're on the air. Yes, Irene.
Oh, hi, Howard.
Hi.
Long time listener, and I love you. You're my king. What I have, Dr. Drew, I totally respect what you do, but regarding celebrity rehab, I've been in AA for 22 years, and what I find about it is bullshit. The celebrities are pseudo-representatives of 12-step programs, sending the message out that nobody recovers. Like, for instance, David Hasselhoff eats a burger off the floor and then goes out singing.
Yeah, but a lot of the celebrities on Dr. Drew's show have recovered.
But let's send out a good message. What's the right message to send out about recovery? Because you know I'm deeply committed to 12-step. I mean, that is the answer.
But the thing is that the celebs are
what is 12-step?
When in fact, it feeds their ego, and their ego needs to be smashed.
She's saying putting them on TV feeds the ego.
Yeah, that's they need humility. You're absolutely right. And if they don't find that, they aren't going to get better. That's absolutely right.
Is that why they make you like clean toilets with the toothbrush and rehab and stuff?
That's the Clancy way of doing it.
Oh, right. Are you in the West Coast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm in LA.
Yeah, so she knows the Pacific group.
Right.
But 12-step really is just a guided relationship.
Is that where you got to get into God too and give yourself over to higher power?
Faith. You have to let go. Have faith that you can let go. That's really what that is. For some people, it's a very evolved concept.
It's too evolved for me.
It is. Look, it's first understanding your condition and realizing you can't control it. That's the number one thing.
Hasselhoff goes out and says it's part of recovery, and it's
Wait a
in
second.
fact not part of recovery.
What is?
That getting loaded, eating food, relapse.
No,
listen, never mind that. I'm cutting Irene off. Okay. I'm bored. I'm bored with her. You got to give yourself. You got to admit that you have no control.
It's a part of your brain you can't do anything about. It's a motivational disturbance that's deeper than your consciousness. It colors everything else. Everything else serves it. Not you can't do anything about it. The motivational distortion. You love drugs and alcohol more than you love anything in your life.
Right.
That's the reality.
Got to accept that.
You got to accept that, and you can't control. You can't do anything about it. Second, you have to stop controlling everything in your life. That's some concept of faith.
So how do you control it if you're not controlling it? You have to control your addiction.
No, you commit today to not using.
I see. Say I'm an addict.
I'm an addict.
Today I'm not going to.
Today I'm not using, and I'm going to use the support of others to prevent.
Oh, I get it. Okay, got it. All right, one more call. Let's go to Hemp.
Hey, Howard. Good morning. Got a question about your degenerate phony phone caller, Richard, and what Dr. Drew thinks of Richard. Not sure how often.
Never mind, Dr. Drew. I think Richard's got a problem.
I'm fascinated with Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Fascinating.
You like Bigfoot?
Fascinating.
Really?
What a big fascinating guy. Yeah. Oh my
Why
God.
don't you do a celebrity rehab, but with like the whack pack, like Bigfoot and
great idea. I just imagine
Richard should be in there.
Just one group session with everybody.
You know
Debbie
Richard Christie,
and,
right?
God.
Yeah. Do you know Richard Christie, right?
No.
You don't know him, the guy who works on my show, Richard Christie?
Maybe.
He drinks like a motherfucker.
Oh, I hear you guys talking about him.
Yeah. He's constantly champagne. And,
that's not good.
But I mean,
he has to pack the booze before he packs his clothes.
So that's not going to
It's every single day, though. It's every single day. Richard says he goes home, has a 6-pack, maybe a 12-pack, but
so this
almost every single day.
All right, so here's the deal.
But he's functioning.
You're right. You can't, with somebody at that stage, it's very hard to do anything with them because they are functioning, and it's still working for
You know
them.
why he's functioning? Because he works for me.
You're enabling him.
Well, I'm not enabling, but I'm like the job is so much fun. Like he makes phony phone calls. You almost have to get loaded to do that.
Oh, that's for sure. Okay, yeah. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like if he had to go to a real job, I don't know that he could. I don't know, but maybe he could. He's in the best shape of his life physically.
How old is he now?
Hey, Richard, get in here. What am I talking about your case?
It's gonna. We kind of deal with him. Talk to him about it.
Yeah, let's talk to him a little bit.
We talk to him about it all the time.
I mean, it's gonna.
We're just not getting anywhere.
It's just you can't. With
Here he is. Look, he's thin. He lost a lot of weight. He actually looks halfway decent.
He has a relationship. He's married.
Here goes Drew into his doctor thing.
Is there alcoholism in your family?
No.
Really?
No, my parents don't even really drink.
How about your grandparents?
No.
Well, maybe.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I mean,
he's brought it into the family.
He's starting a new thing.
Are you adopted?
Are you adopted?
No.
Is there
I'm
some
not
reason
adopted,
it's
I don't
not in
think.
the family? Like his clergy, your dad's a clergy or something? Or
My dad was a railroader. No,
that doesn't make sense. All right, so go ahead.
So I love beer. I love craft beer. I love the way it tastes, and I
love it more than like
soda or anything.
You love it more than like your health, your safety.
Well, I think I'm fairly healthy. I run the other Sunday. I ran 9 miles.
How much do you drink in the average day?
During the week, like last night, I had 1 beer.
Be honest, what you're drinking?
1 beer last night, but on the weekends, I'll have.
And when does the weekend start?
Wednesday? Friday night.
Oh, Friday night. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah.
What do you have on the weekends?
I'll have probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 beers, like 16
across the entire weekend.
No,
per
probably
night.
a day. Yeah,
It's a lot of alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And then what about this whole thing when you and your wife get on trains and you pack up like bottles and bottles of champagne and down them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
talk
have
about that.
consequences from? I mean, do you guys get in trouble? Do you have legal problems? Do you have, your doctor tell you to stop?
I've peed myself a few times, and they had to put me in a wheelchair coming off a plane one time, going to Bubba's wedding.
Right.
Goofy things like that.
He murdered 44 people.
He just doesn't remember it.
It's hard to make the firm
call on him
without the family history, without the genetics there. It's possible still, and maybe it was sort of hidden for years. Maybe the family.
I think he's downplaying how much he drinks too.
No,
during the week you only have 1 beer a
10
night.
or 12 on a weekend day is a lot.
Did you fall down an escalator drunk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
If he's an alcoholic, he would be minimizing. Right? That's part of the condition. They deny, they lie, they minimize stuff. So.
And the thing is, Dr. Drew, that whenever he's in a social situation, he gets polluted.
Yeah, like
he
not
can't
just like.
have social
do
drinks.
you have social anxiety? Is that why you're sort of loading up, or
maybe a little bit, especially like honestly around Howard.
It's Howard's fault?
I get a little nervous. Like
When are you around me?
Well, never really. That's why I get nervous.
Howard TV has a clip of Richard drunk in a wheelchair. I'm going to show it to Dr. Drew just so you can see the extent. Look, there he is.
Where do I go? Oh, there.
See that? That's him. That's him
you
in the
certainly look like an alcoholic there. You look like you should be in a hospital.
Yeah. They had to wheel him out.
Richard. It's hard not to call that alcohol.
And by the way, you were on a plane, right? That's why they wheeled you out.
Yeah.
How many drinks did you have on the plane?
Quite a few, probably 7 or 8. I don't
7
like to
or
fly.
8? I think there was a little more than that.
Well, he drinks before Howard. You don't realize he gets drunk before
Tell
the
Dr.
flight.
Drew how much you drank before you got on the plane. Look at him getting into the car.
Looks like you have Parkinson's.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah.
Hey, we were going to Bubba the Love Sponge's wedding. It was fun.
He's gone. He's just fucking gone. I mean, don't you feel like Richard's sort of downplaying this?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Richard.
Yeah.
Remember when John and I took the crew out to dinner for Christmas?
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
All right, so we went to The steakhouse. Like Peter Luger Steakhouse. Tell everybody what you drank that night.
You probably know better than I do. I don't remember. There's a lot of beers.
I think he drank like it was at least like 12 beers. It was a lot of wine. In fact, at one point you chugged the last part of the bottle of wine.
I mean, I didn't want it to go to waste.
And then he called me to tell me something, hung up, and called me back, completely forgetting that he just called me.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he has blackouts.
Hey, I'm not denying.
He's worried about the liability of having somebody like this on his team.
Yeah, but I don't drink here. I don't.
He brags. Richard brags that there's a place in the city that has it's $25 all the mimosas you can drink, and he brags that he goes there every Sunday and basically puts them out of business.
It's actually free mimosas as long as you buy food, so it's like the greatest.
I think we're going to
and they go for the mimosas.
Yeah. How many mimosas do you have?
I'll probably have about 15 or 20 of them.
15 or 20 mimosas.
See, am I denying anything?
What's your ethnic heritage? Where are your ancestors from?
Kansas.
Kansas?
No,
I mean, he means like your ethnic background.
I don't think I ever looked that much into it.
Where's your dad's family?
Irish.
Irish.
Okay. Irish and German.
It's over. It's over.
Hey,
So
that's stereotype.
No, that's
it's
genetics.
just the truth.
That's just the genetics. And by the way, I believe the genetics of alcoholism is a survivor gene.
Really?
Yeah, when you really look at where it flourished.
From horrible places.
Horrible places that were repeatedly assaulted for multiple generations, like Scotland and Ireland. The survivors had this gene.
They were wasted.
No. They're activated by extreme circumstances.
I see.
So alcoholics make like great fighter pilots and great shortstops and great extreme situations.
Why are so few Jews alcoholics?
It's a great question. And it's the only time you ever see addiction without alcoholism. The Jews and ethnic Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, and Han Chinese. Only time.
Yeah.
And I think probably because so many generations of horrible things, that part of it just got burned out somehow.
It's like the opposite happened.
It is something like back in Egypt.
They lived through it.
Well, probably if we
herosis.
I think probably in 2000 BC in Egypt, maybe we would have seen more like the Irish, but it's kept going many thousands more years, and that part's gone now too.
You know what's weird about alcoholism too? Like watching Richard drunk like that is funny. Like you can't help but laugh.
But
and
not when you're going through it.
No,
I had fun.
Yeah, you loved it.
I did.
It's funny.
He's having fun.
That moment is funny, but the implication broadly is bad. Richard's going to have trouble.
Yeah, you think he's in trouble?
He's going to have trouble.
I mean, I've gotten a clean bill of health from my doctor.
You tell him about the Mimosa Fridays?
Absolutely, yeah.
Did he tell you to cut down?
Is your doctor an alcoholic or a drug addict?
No, he's a good doctor.
Yeah, you know what kills me? I hardly drink, and I started to have like 1 or 2 glasses of wine a night. And I went for my yearly physical a couple of years ago, and I showed a slight elevation in the liver area. Very slight. Nothing, my doctor, that's what my doctor said to me. He said, so he goes, have 1 or 2 drinks a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, 1 or 2 drinks a week? And I started to get upset. And I said, well, if I'm getting upset, that means maybe I'm getting too into this shit. And so now I don't drink. I mean,
it's definitely better not to drink.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine I'm that sensitive to alcohol?
You were on cholesterol meds, statin or anything?
No. My cholesterol's real low. I don't get it.
Yeah, see, I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I got gout, but a lot of
the gout and the blood pressure may be directly related to alcohol.
But that's why I started running a lot and getting in better shape. But now I feel like my reward, is a nice beer.
Howard, let's examine that thinking for a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The gout and the blood pressure is from the alcohol. So that's why I started running.
Right.
Not stop drinking or cut down. That's why I started running.
He'll never stop drinking, I'm telling you. This guy's unbelievable.
I have one more point to make because somebody just reminded me of this. So the way Richard lost all his weight is he's got this app, and this app tells you how many calories you can have a day. And there's many times during the day where Richard will give his calories to alcohol rather than to food.
Of course. Right. Of course. That's very healthy.
How many calories is a beer?
It depends. It can go from around 100 up to about 350.
So I mean, how many calories are you supposed to eat a day?
I'm at about 1,800 a day.
So if you're having 12 beers in one day, that's it, no food for the day.
Yeah, but that's why I run 9 miles, because then that's another 1,000 calories.
You're doing a lot to work around this drink.
But Richard, what's fueling you when you run? You have to have some protein.
No, he doesn't have to have protein, but he will break down without the protein.
Right.
But he's such a specimen.
What's fueling me when I run is knowing I get to have a beer right afterwards.
Oh, my God. Dr. Drew, help him.
I'm not sure it's possible.
But is it really, though, honestly?
Honestly,
is beer as bad as being addicted to, like, vodka and hard alcohol?
It's all the same. It's just you eventually get the same amount. Your brain will have you drinking in the amount that it wants you to drink.
Do you know Richard's
50 beers or 3 ounces of alcohol?
Do you know Richard's doctor has a bar in the waiting room?
I was really
just in case
something's going on with that doctor. I just got to say.
There is a dentist in New York that I heard has wine, so I'm thinking of going there.
Oh my God!
He never wanted to take care of his teeth.
All the free wine. Yeah, you don't even brush your teeth. Why would you care? Listen to him. This is him calling in. Listen.
Hardemeyer, you prick cocksucker. Listen to me now.
That's Richard.
Richard, I can tell you, sure seemed nervous around Howard.
Fuck you're doing. But right now...
Here's Richard pissing in the street.
Hey, what's up, Will, you sexy bitch? All right, I'm going to leave you a message and listen to this. I'm going to take a piss right on the phone right here.
In the middle of Manhattan.
Girls love this.
I'm wasted.
You're married?
All right, hold on there. I just
the whole thing is a mess. The whole
Dr. Drew was laughing.
Well, what's he going to do?
Howard, Sal just told me, his partner told me that when they travel, and there's a lot of thought when you want to be, when you want to be a drunk. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. Right. So he brings a paper bag full of the little bottles, the ones that you can get through, because they're less than 3 ounces.
Miniatures.
And he said, and Sal says the bag just clinks and clinks, but he says it'll be 6 in the morning, and he'll just be pounding them down.
Really?
Because I hate to fly. I'm very scared of flying, and alcohol just makes me feel so much
We saw
better.
evidence of what happens when you get off a plane.
Well, Dr. Drew, you've done him no good.
I'm worried. Though.
I'm open to discussion, though. I'm not denying that I'm an alcoholic.
I'll give you something.
You hear that?
What? What do you say?
He said he's an alcoholic.
You're an alcoholic.
I've admitted that several times on here. Yeah.
By the way, this business of, if you admit it, that's half the problem.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Right.
You got to do something about it.
Richard, stop drinking for a month.
Oof.
He could get sick.
All right.
He could have withdrawal,
Well, I mean.
Be careful.
Do it. Can you do it?
Well, if that's the case, maybe I'll try it a few days at a time or something.
He's not doing it.
A week.
You talk to your doctor maybe before you do it and get, you really, it's very scary.
It is.
Really, yeah, it's really could go bad. I mean, make sure you take, your nutrition's first thing to pay attention to, because you can get actually brain damage and nerve damage and stuff.
Well, I mean, honestly,
I think he has brain damage.
I eat super healthy.
I think you have brain damage.
I heard all about it. It was 12 beers or food.
No.
That's once in a while.
Oh, my God.
I probably do have brain damage, but
I know you do.
It helps with my prank calls and stuff.
No, it doesn't. Don't even think that. And go see your doctor, Richard, and have you withdraw for a month. See what happens.
I will.
Also, the Dr. Drew podcast is available on iTunes. Robin will be watching both and listening to both. I know that.
I feel like I made some inroads with Robin. No, Robin, are we still
Again,
exactly the same?
I didn't want that perception out there that I hated you, because that's not the truth.
Yeah, Robin is full of love. She really is.
I know.
I call her my love bug.
And think how long you guys have been together. She has to have been, right?
She loves me. Right, Robin?
I do.
I'm going to rub it into Drew. She loves me, Drew.
She used to love me too.
Unquestionably.
She said that.
When you lose Robin's love, it's not fun.
It's not at all.
That's right.
You've lost the sunshine.
There's one last call from you from a very famous caller, Debbie the pet lady. Yes, Debbie, go ahead.
Howard, I want to talk to you in person.
Debbie, this is Dr. Drew. Do you know you frighten me, my dear? Are you okay?
No, I'm not, because your show's been mean to me. I see how you do me.
Your Drew show has been mean?
Yeah, can I just say something, please? And I won't yell.
All right.
It needs to come out already. It's not fair what you've done to me. I asked nicely to speak to, Gary, and Gary can't even take 5 minutes to answer me, but he answers all your regulars.
This is back to getting the wrong seats in the AGT.
Yeah, this is AGT. Yeah. She was complaining. She complains Gary doesn't spend enough time on the show with her. I mean,
how does she know what Gary does with the others?
She has.
Because I see the tweets. I've seen Eric's tweet how he's bragging that Gary got hold of him and is going to help him with something on the air for today. But yeah, when I was writing Gary all 3 days in a row to beg him.
Debbie, we're not like Dr. Drew, a help center.
Answer your regulars, but why are you?
I don't answer anybody.
Like shit. You treat me like crap, and you don't want to.
Well, if that's Gary treating you that way, don't blame Howard.
And Gary can't be involved with you.
We're treating her fine, Howard.
I know you are.
He wanted to have me locked up and have FBI come to my house and take my kid away, but that's okay.
Her kid?
Who's taking your kid? Oh yeah, she has a kid.
How do you
support? Come on, report it, John.
Debbie, how do you support your child?
What do you mean?
I mean, what do you do for a living?
What do you mean?
What do you do for a living?
Nobody works.
I'm on
disability.
from state.
Yeah.
And how old's your child?
My child's older now. He's 16.
16. Is he getting on okay? Is he going to go to college and stuff?
Yeah, he's actually doing very good. He smart. He got good grades.
And Debbie, and somebody must have advised you to take medication along the way. How come you don't take medication?
I think she does.
Do you?
I was taking. I stopped.
Oh,
you can tell.
Yeah.
And all that. You have sort of a bipolar disorder. Is that right?
They diagnosed me with schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Or schizoaffective. Schizoaffective disorder.
Wow. You've got everything.
Yeah, and a mood disturbance.
And mood. Yeah. Well, doesn't Debbie's a character? But
no, I'm not. I'm not part of the show no more.
Yeah, but Debbie, so maybe it's best you stay away from the show.
Yeah, because, you people won't tell the truth to the world anyway.
I think people love you, Debbie.
I think people love you. We love you, but maybe it's best you stay away from the show.
No. Just hear me out one time, all right?
I think I've heard you out 1,000,000 times.
No, you didn't, Howard, because you always hang up on me.
Well, I don't have all day for this.
Yeah, because you don't have the time to listen to the truth.
I don't have the time. You're right. I'm doing a radio show that entertains
Debbie, if
people.
you're being mistreated here, stay away.
Right. That's the best answer.
I am.
Okay, so then be done with...
My fucking life to the fucking world, and I'm not supposed to get upset, right? You can trash me out there on the road.
We like you.
Play nothing else on me than you fuckers, because I will fuck you up. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh.
I understood.
Well, this went well.
Shuli has a thing with her. If you yell back at her, she stops.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Hey, Debbie, you better shut up right now.
Oh.
See?
Wow, it worked.
Calm down.
By the way, Richard's in the corner doing shots. And who can blame him?
It's fun.
Let's join in. All right.
Why did you let that, John?
I don't know, Debbie. Please.
We didn't do anything.
Stay away from the show.
Lieberman?
Oh, John Lieberman, you don't like?
He threatened.
Oh, he came to her house, right? He came and
he's done
and embedded.
He's on HLN every night with Jane Velez.
Anything aired. You people don't want me on your show anymore. Fine.
No,
I don't want to be on your show anymore either.
That's probably best.
That's the deal I wanted to make with you people.
All right.
So leave me alone.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Nobody cater to your regulars anyway, because that's all you want on your show is your regulars, because that's all you ever
all right.
to your regulars.
Fair enough. Thank you, Debbie.
We agree with you.
3 years, I wasted 3 years on this show, and I want the world to leave the fear what I had to say, because it's not right how you people did me for 3 years.
If she took medication, could she be normal? No.
The schizoaffective is a personality disorder.
I see.
And
what would the medication do?
Not this business.
Up and down.
Yeah.
She'd be constant.
She'd be better. She'd be narrower range.
You know, so you pushed me to these fucking states and moves.
All right, fair enough. You made a good point. And time to move on. Thank you.
Probably disability a good thing. Yeah. I don't imagine her in the workplace.
No. Would you
Who's doing more to remove the stigma of mental illness, us or you?
You're doing we're doing a great job.
You really are.
You know what, Drew? I'm going to leave it up to you.
Thank you.
I feel much better with you dealing with
Thank
this.
you.
All right, Dr. Drew, thank you. Your show, of course, is helping a lot of people.
We try.
Watch Dr.
Not
Drew.
Robin, evidently.
Well, some people disagree.
You were trying to help me?
Richard, go out in the hall and talk to Dr. Drew.
Richard, I wanted to thank you. I mean, thanks for even bringing me up. I appreciate it and caring.
It really was.
I appreciate it. And I'm reading Steve-O's book right now too, and you really helped him.
Steve-O, we helped.
Yeah.
Steve-O was going to die.
Yeah,
Steve-O was amazing.
You know who helped him is Knoxville.
Johnny.
Knoxville called me. We all knew what was going on. I said, Knoxville, you've tied this guy up 1,000,000 times. Tie him up now, throw him in the trunk, take him to the hospital. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
And
he's
alive.
Fascinating, the story about their intervention.
And he was not thinking right for a long time after that.
I love that Johnny Knoxville. Just saw him in L.A. Spent 2 nights with him.
Steve was a miracle of recovery. Years now.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great guy.
All right, listen, Dr. Drew, we could enter it up all day, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end.
Thank you.
And you're right, Steve-O, big success story, Robin. You have to remember that. Steve-O now.
I think Steve-O is doing incredibly well. And again, my complaints came right at the very beginning and had nothing to do with people's results.
I'm just saying Steve-O is now stapling his balls completely sober. And
that's right.
And Robin, I wish I had consulted you before we published that book. I really do.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Well, because it happened all here
You couldn't apologize at the time. Remember that? You defended yourself.
I did. All right, we're going to end this right now. This is the next time you come in, we'll continue.
you.
Thank you.
Dr. Drew, thank you.
It will go on and on and on.
Robin, thank you, and we'll be back right after these words.
Mr. Christie.
See, some guys are addicted to dirty magazines and webcams, and I like drinking.
Richard, given everything that was discussed today, did your opinion about yourself change at all? Do you see yourself and your behavior in a different light?
I don't know, man. I just love beer so much. That's not to make it sound simple, but I love the taste of beer. I love feeling good. I love relaxing, winding down with a nice beer after a run. I just love it. So, if something really crazy happens, then maybe I'll quit. But so far, knock on wood,
what will it take?
I'm still able to function.
We have the same doctor. He uses my doctor. So I just told him that I didn't think he was telling my doctor the truth.
I do. I swear. I swear.
Maybe if you went in with him.
I want to.
You want to go in with him and describe exactly what's going on here.
You can go in there with me while I tell him I have 12 beers in a
day. But a lot of physicians don't maybe understand alcoholism per se, and I bet you what he'll say to him is that you need to cut down, watch it, be careful, and that may not be possible for you. You're either going to have to stop.
It would be hard, yeah.
And we heard Howard say take a month off, and that scares me. You can have full-on withdrawal. Boy, she's suppressing a smile.
No, because I recommended my doctor to Richard, so I'd be more than gladly to go there with him.
I think you should. I think Lisa's going with you.
Okay.
Because it scares me when he goes, I'm running so I can drink. And I go, ooh.
Well, I was that thinking.
But I was drinking before I ran. It's just
now it's better now. See, now I'm running so I can keep drinking. Anything to keep drinking. Yeah, right. Sweating it all out. There you go.
Now I realize, and I've told Howard before, I do drink a lot. I'm not going to deny that.
But this is an interesting situation. I mean, it's working for him. He doesn't want to stop. You have to find that motivation to stop, and he's going to have some more serious consequence before he does. What are you going to say, right? I mean, sometimes doctors can have an impact and say, "Hey, you got to do this." Yeah. I don't think your doctor can do that. I don't think so.
Maybe if she goes and talks to him.
Dr. Drew.
Cameras or no? Are you allowed to have cameras in there? Probably won't hear of it.
I don't know.
Dr. Drew, are there levels of alcoholism?
Oh, sure.
That is Richard more of a binge drinker than anything right now?
He's what you call, he's still controlling it. Even though it's excessive and he's having some consequence, he's still controlling it. It's not out of control yet. And that's when it's difficult to get people to motivate to stop. Because they say, look, I'm still working, I got control, what do I do?
What will be some of the indicators to look for if we see Richard going over the line?
Just look at the videotape getting off the airplane that tells you everything you need to know.
In my defense, that was 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So things have progressed since then, so just keep that in mind.
Hey, I'm Mark Maron. I'm sitting back here waiting to go in. I'm here to talk about my book, Attempting Normal. Got the TV show on Friday called Maron, and I've never met Howard Stern. I've never been on his show. I'm nervous a little bit, but I'm watching him on TV, so I think it's gonna be all right. But I have no idea. I'm excited. That's what I meant to say. Excited and full of dread, panic, but just excited. We'll go with just excited.
Now you do your own podcast, so this is a little bit different for you being on the other side of the microphone.
Well, I'm familiar with it, but I've never been on the other side of Howard's microphone.
Very true.
I mean, this is a guy that I've, listened to and known about for my entire career, and I've never had a lot of friends been on here. Never figured he knew who I was. Still not sure. We'll see. But it's a big day. It's a big day.
Cool. All right, Mark. We'll see you in the studio.
Thanks, man.
Mark Maron is a stand-up comedian. He's having a lot of success right now. For years, he wanted to kill himself because he was jealous of everybody else's success.
Oh, dear.
Let's say hi to Mark. Look at you. There's Mark Maron. Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice having you.
I wonder who he was jealous of.
Who were you jealous of that you were you were really annoyed with your career for a while?
Yes, a long time.
You were jealous.
Of course, consumed.
Who were you? But I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, when I see other people doing well, it makes me angry and hurt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're not doing well,
right?
But who was it you were jealous of?
No, even when I was doing well, I'm still angry with people who are doing well.
How can you not be?
You're right.
The biggest one, really, for years was Jon Stewart. Quite honestly,
right?
Because
really?
Well, we had started together, and I kind of knew him, and somewhere in my brain, I thought, if I could just keep my shit together a little bit. There's no difference between us. And there was a period in time when I first started out where he was literally on every magazine every week. I would walk down.
The best press ever.
And I'd walk down the street, and every newsstand, it was just his face going, "Fuck you, Maron. Who's winning? Who's winning?"
It was all about you and him.
That's it. The whole world.
Now, when you were doing, did you guys come up in stand-up comedy sort of at the same time, you and Jon Stewart?
Yes, we did. And he very early on was, he got TV opportunities, got a lot of opportunities. I ended up hosting Short Attention Span Theater, which is the thing he started on Comedy Central.
Right.
I hosted the last version of that. I killed that show.
Right. Things were not going well.
Yeah.
So wait, because you're kind of a political guy too. You did Air America for a while.
For a couple of years. I was more reactionary. I was political for a little while, but I was generally just pissed off and angry, and I thought bitterness was...
Did you try the Air America experiment because you said, hey, that's a way to be like Jon Stewart? Like, I'll be political kind of guy, too?
No, that was because the Air America thing happened because I just moved out to Los Angeles.
Right.
My career it never really took off, and I got this opportunity.
Yeah, because I never really heard of you.
That's not nice.
And I never heard of you before.
Yeah.
And like Gary King, hey, you should have Mark Maron on there.
Yeah.
Well, who is Mark Maron? And then people stared telling me, and you came up with Louis C.K. and all these guys.
Yeah.
And you must have hated Louis too.
Well, me and Louis, that became a problem. We kind of resolved that. we resolved that stuff on my podcast briefly. But with John, it was a bigger problem. And with John, the problem still kind of exists.
You're kidding.
It's weird, man.
Do you ever run into John?
No, but...
does he know you're upset with him, even though there's no rational explanation for it?
Yes.
He knows?
No, I'm not upset with him anymore. He's still kind of, he's a little upset with me.
There you go around bad-mouthing him? Was that the problem?
No, I used to do it right to him.
Really?
What
would you say to him?
It was ridiculous. like there was a...
You felt you were entitled to his career.
I felt that if I could just be charming and not be such a dick,
right?
That I could, I could be that guy. I used to think if I just committed to a haircut, if I just committed to a hairstyle
and a shave,
and a shave, the guy he's just got the confidence to never change his haircut, and that was.
You felt you were the same. You know what it is? You probably knew that your anger was getting in the way of your career. Because John's like a nice guy, like he's not a shit,
No,
yeah. And what you're saying is you're a shit,
yeah.
And you're an angry, pissed off guy.
I was. I'm better.
Did you go in therapy to get rid of that?
No, you get old and you get your ass handed to you. I mean, you're going to get humbled,
right?
Yeah. After a certain point, if you're an asshole, eventually you're like, well, this isn't working out,
right? And
you get humbled. Your wife leaves, your career craps out, and then that's it. You're sitting with your own shit.
So what was going on for you? You were going out for like you auditioned for Saturday Night Live, right?
I did in '95,
and you didn't get it.
No, I didn't get it.
And that's the kind of stuff that was beating you down. You'd start to see the other guys in stand-up comedy who you came up with.
Sure.
Getting great opportunities.
Right from the beginning.
And you said, I'm as funny as they are.
Yeah, and I used to call my manager and go, how'd he fucking get that? The first 20 years of my career were fueled by spite, by me yelling at my manager saying, why is that guy on television?
And then your manager would say, look, what do you want from me? Go out and do something, dummy.
Say, I'm not talking to you anymore. Right. But
so you probably hung around with a lot of losers because it made you feel better. Guys you wouldn't be jealous of.
I didn't hang around with anybody.
Right. You were that angry.
Well, I was. I hung around with Louis. The guys were always good. Me and Attell and Louis and Jeff Ross. I mean, all these guys were my guys. Sarah.
Right.
We all hung out together. Todd Barry, and I was all part of that scene.
Right.
I was not that angry. I was not that miserable. I was still doing comedy. Right. But in my heart, I couldn't quite reconcile why. And now this stuff is happening. I'm almost 50.
Did you ever think about giving up comedy? Did you ever say, hey, that's not for me. It's not working out?
No, I didn't know what else to do. That happened to me even a few years ago when everything hit the skids. And, before I started my show, the podcast,
Your podcast has changed everything.
Yeah.
Your podcast gets, 700,000 downloads per show?
It gtes between 300 and 400,000 per show.
That's amazing.
It's great.
How did people learn of your podcast? I don't understand that universe.
Well, ultimately, what happened, we started it, and then I started talking to comics, and it evolved into this one-on-one interview show, and there were a couple of episodes that, became very important and sort of put it on the map. I did one with Robin Williams. I did 2 with Louis, a double episode where we kind of rebuilt our friendship. I did 2 with Mencia.
When Louis was on your podcast, you guys were on the outs.
We hadn't talked in a while. There was tension because I'd gotten to the point where I couldn't interact with Louis because I couldn't handle his success.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's always been kind of on fire. He's a very talented guy.
Right.
But we've been friends for years.
And so did there come a time where you said to Louis, look, Louis, the reason I can't be friends with you is because I'm so jealous of you.
Yeah.
You did. You confronted him.
I said that.
And what did he say? He probably got uncomfortable because this guy Maron's out of his fucking mind, right?
Well, he said, it upset him, and then it came to a point where, he was having his own problems, and, I was a friend of his, too, but he didn't feel like he could reach out to me, so there was this thing.
So you hadn't spoken in years?
Not much.
And he walked, so when you
I went to his house.
You went to his house
with the microphones. That's a humbling experience.
Did you tell him you were coming, or you just
he knew. He wanted. We didn't hate each other. We just didn't talk much, and it used to hurt my heart. And then he called me on it in the middle of that show.
Right.
He said, when you couldn't talk to me, I might have needed a friend. You were being a shitty friend. And I almost got I got a little choked up, and I let the moment happen. And then since then, we've been in touch. We've been all right.
Did there come a time for a lot of comedians this real sign of success was if Marc Maron hated you?
I do a lot of apologizing on my show.
Right.
Yes,
you do.
I do.
But that takes a big man to do that.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah.
That's what happened with John. Is I called him up. I'm like, hey, I'm the apologize guy.
Right.
So I called him up, and I'm like, let's do this. I apologize to people. That's my new thing.
Right.
And he's like, well, I don't know if you remember what a dick you were.
Wow.
To me.
What did he remind you of? What had you done?
I was a dick.
How were you a dick?
Well, when we were starting out, I was doing my angry kind of I'm the rebel guy,
right?
And he was always a great comic. And
right.
I got, he's a talented
terrific,
guy,
yeah.
And he's a funny guy. But he had just done I think his first big break, he would host MTV Spring Break or something.
That drove you nuts.
Yeah, well, yeah, right away.
Yeah.
So he would.
I love that you're honest about it.
Well, no, he would walk in. There was one moment, where I was on stage at the Boston Comedy Club.
Right.
And John walks in, and I'm on stage. There's probably not a lot of people there. And I said, hey, how's sucking Satan's cock? That kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And, and he didn't know what the hell to do with that. And
meanwhile, you would have loved that opportunity to suck Satan's cock and go on MTV.
Where is Satan's cock?
Yeah, it took me 40 years. No, Satan, fortunately, never wanted me to suck his dick. I was one of the lucky ones. Right. Satan never said, you're ready? And I'm like, no, he never showed up.
And in a way, thank God, John was sort of strong inside, because when you get that kind of criticism from your fellow comics, you start to even question yourself.
I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I honestly, and then there was another time, he put me on his show too when he had the show on MTV. He would have me on as a comic guest. He was good to me,
right?
And I was always sort of standoffish with him. It was weird. And then there was a couple of great moments with him and I. There was one time, when I started hosting Short Attention Span Theater, that was 1992, and he had started that show,
right.
And I was, Captain Rebel, fuck show business. He had me, when I started hosting that show, he had me into his office. I don't remember which show he was hosting at the time, one of the Jon Stewart show, and he brought me into his office, and I was like, so what's up, how's the, doing my thing? And he goes, don't you host Short Attention Span Theater? I go, yeah, I do. He goes, you have no right to talk to me like this anymore.
Right. Yeah. You took a show that I did.
Yeah. You have no. And he put that in my face. And then years later, he was hosting some event I was at, and I came up to him. I started in again. He's like, I really don't need to take this shit from you.
Right.
And I don't have to talk. I don't have to talk to you at all.
Right.
So this went on for years. But the weird thing was when I called up, you
were bullying him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when I called up, come on, let's do the apology thing. He's like, there's no love here.
Right. Good for him. Good for him in a way. way.
Yeah, no, I get
hey,
it.
Why do I need to put myself through it?
It was a great moment for me for him to say that because I needed to hear that.
So is he on? So he's never been on the podcast?
No, he said he would have coffee with me, maybe.
Right.
But no,
he's not going to put it out there up for everyone to listen to.
He's not a very public guy, and I get that. And to be honest with you, because however angry you are,
I can tell it really bothers you because you know what? John's a really nice guy. He really is. I mean, I've met a lot of people.
Yeah.
And John is sincerely one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I don't know him that well off air. You know, he's done my show many times. But one time I was hanging out at a hotel in Los Angeles where I'm up, and John was just staying at the same hotel, and we got to talking. And I said, "Gee, what a genuinely nice guy! Like there was no hidden agenda, you know."
Yeah.
So like it's got to drive you crazy now that you're enlightened somewhat.
It does. It does. But I tell you honestly, Howard, there's a. You know when he said, I was on the phone.
Poor you.
I was in Portland, Oregon. And Gallagher had just been in my hotel room and stormed out in the middle of a podcast. I interviewed that nut, and and here I am, right, and he had just said, "I'm not doing this," and he stormed out of the fucking room.
Right.
And that happened. And then I'm on the phone I'm in Portland, Oregon. Gallagher just walked out of my show, and then I'm on the phone. John calls me back, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I want to do this show." And when he said that to me. He said, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? And I'm like, all right, he's right. Who the hell do I think I am?
Right.
And he says, maybe we'll have coffee. I hung up the phone. I'm like, all right, that was a genuine thing there. But there's part of me that's like, no, I'm not going to have coffee. Like there's still, I got to
still
fight.
Angry.
There is that guy still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. Well, it never leaves.
It doesn't?
No.
Maybe it gets a little quieter.
Yeah, it definitely gets quieter.
I relate to what you're saying. I have picked up the phone and called people that I have because of my anger.
Yeah.
And I have tremendous anger, too.
Do you know where it comes from?
I believe I do.
Where?
Well, I know where your anger comes from because I've read something about your history.
Yeah.
I mean, it all goes back to parenting and all that. Your father was a doctor.
Yeah.
Cold and aloof.
Yeah, gone. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, and a narcissist, your dad, because he would steal moments from you.
Always did yesterday.
He did, because I was reading that, like, even at your high school graduation, your father turns to you at your graduation.
My college graduation.
It was your college graduation. Yeah, and your father turns to you and he goes, I don't feel good. I'm going to go kill myself.
Yeah, I don't want to live anymore.
I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when your dad does that, he sucks your moment. It's your college graduation.
Yeah.
Why did he choose that moment to tell you he was going to kill himself?
No, it happened throughout my life. I mean, this is something that happened throughout my life. And
a successful guy, doctor, and
I don't know what the hell his problem was. I try to figure out, even in the book, I'm like, I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know what causes that. But you're right about that's a very good way to look at it. I never really thought about it like that. That he erases yourself. He erases your sense of self. About him.
So if you've gone through your life feeling like you can't get inside, you're an outsider, you can't get your parents' attention.
Yeah.
Sounds like your mother was very self-absorbed too.
Yeah, she's gotten better.
An anorexic.
A little bit.
You once went on the air and said my mother weighs 119 pounds, and she called you up to correct you and say, no, I weigh 116 pounds.
Yeah, she was upset about that.
Yeah. So
in the book, I talk about her getting new boobs.
Right.
But and she don't care about that.
Right.
But as long as I get the weight right, we're going to be okay.
Is she better with her weight now?
She doesn't look at it as a problem. It's just her job.
Right.
Is maintaining the weight.
Skinny.
Yeah, that's her job. She once said to me 5 years, within the last 4 years, she pulled me aside and said, Mark, if you were fat, I don't think I could love you.
Isn't that something?
This was a couple of years ago.
If your mother says to you, if you were fat, I don't think I could love you.
Right.
And your father steals all your moments from you.
It's amazing. I got a sense
How can
of self.
you not be angry about, you're probably still a little kid inside trying to get some attention, get someone to look at you. And then when the world isn't looking at you and is looking at Jon Stewart and looking at Louis C.K., you go berserk and you lash out and it makes perfect sense. And my own anger, I would do the same thing. I would go into a new radio market and scream about guys I didn't even fucking know.
Yeah. Where's yours come from?
Well, look, without going into my story, I think that I have a lot of issues in terms of wanting attention.
Yeah.
And not growing up in a certain way. And, I mean, you can go into a whole psychological profile.
Sure.
My father raped me repeatedly, anally. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I was like, this is the best interview ever.
Yeah, right. No, but like you say, your dad would do weird things, too, like You were at your grandfather's funeral.
Yeah, that was a... Yeah.
And your dad started to put his fingers in your grandpa's mouth.
Well, he was a doctor, so you never know. It's an interesting thing with doctors. There's always a clinical element.
Right.
Yeah, there's a...
the emotion's out the window.
Right. Like even, in the book I talk about the time where, he brought another guy in to give me a proctological exam at the house.
Yeah, now I read that. Now I know where your anger comes from.
Yeah.
You're a kid.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was probably 7 or 8. We just moved to a new town.
And you felt you had
I had a pain in my stomach, right? So my father, who's an orthopedic, not an internist, he's an orthopedic,
not a proctologist,
right? No, and he's going to examine me. He's my dad. He's a doctor. So he gives me that examination. He sticks his finger in my ass.
Where did this occur? In your bedroom?
No, I don't know. I can't remember where that one where the first, when the initial examination. I don't know where it occurred, but there's a moment there where you're like, he's a doctor. This is something that happens. But in retrospect, I don't know how you process that as a kid, right? So in my memory, he doesn't know what the hell's wrong with me, really? Because it's not his line. He's a bone guy,
right?
So he finger bangs me.
Well, so he brought you somewhere in a room.
Yeah, and
bends you over.
Yeah, and he gives me that
and sticks his finger all the way up your ass.
Right, to see if I have appendicitis. He thinks I have appendicitis.
Is that the proper way to even diagnose appendicitis?
I have no idea. All I know is he brought another guy over.
Stop.
No, he did. This is the thing.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened. So
no wonder you're angry.
Yeah. So he realizes that he can't diagnose it. So we've been in town maybe in my memory a matter of weeks. We moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico from Alaska. So he does that. He says, I don't know. So he knows one doctor that he met in Albuquerque, right? One guy who does this. So he comes over to the house. So now we're in the bathroom, and now doctor's giving me the examination.
Finger up the ass,
yeah,
too.
And my
Wow.
father's sitting there watching, and I'm like,
oh my God, it's humiliating.
Right. So I'm thinking, like, God, if a cop or if anyone walked in on that, what would they say?
Go to jail.
It's okay, we're doctors. We're doctors. This is my son. So,
well, that's got to damage you. I mean, you're joking about it here, but it is. In other words,
it's
so,
still on his mind.
It's so invasive.
Yeah.
It's like, look what you write about. Your dad put his fingers in your grandpa's mouth
to look at his teeth. That was the weirdest thing.
Maybe he was checking for gold fillings.
He said he didn't recognize him.
Right.
And I guess that people in grief or people in that moment. But you're Jewish. I'm a Jew. So it was a very odd situation that. We're at the funeral, and he's he's a little he's working the room. He's a little perkier than he should be. And there's a funeral director there. The Jews don't open the casket, right? So the funeral director is standing by. I see my father talking to her, and I'm like, oh, what is this about? What's he doing? And it's a woman, which is this young woman is a funeral director. And I see him talking to her, and I walk up and go, what's going on? And my father goes, I want to see the body.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I mean, that's all right. It's reasonable. You can do that. So she walks us in there, and there's a casket, the pine box. The woman opens up the top of the pine box and pulls the talus away from my grandfather's little dead head.
Yeah.
And there's his face.
Right.
And I'm standing there next to my father, and then he just reaches down and he pulls his mouth open with his finger. And the woman was beautiful. This woman, she goes, is there a problem with the mouth? And my old man just says, I just want to see his teeth. It's him. It's like if there was a question, it's him.
Maybe it was his way of dominating his dad in some weird way.
That's what it was definitely a boundaryless situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but
did it remind you of getting a finger stuck in your ass? Seriously, it's like the fingers are going everywhere in inappropriate places.
No, I kind of put this stuff in my mind in a certain way because you grow up with somebody who's like that, who's a doctor. You don't always think in that way.
Yeah, I guess, but it just seems. Are they happy for you now, or were they also very negative about you going into comedy? Were they not that supportive?
I think my father, because he battled a bit with depression, and it was always sort of that was my way of I think that the only way that I managed to get any sense of self was fighting them or making them laugh. Like I could always make my dad laugh. I could talk to him about. I could put his.
It's sad you had to work so hard to get your dad to pay attention to you.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So there's your anger.
What's
the fucking mystery? Well, we didn't fix it.
But your dad made you funny. Now we got to look at the other side.
No, he didn't.
Too.
That's bullshit.
Come on.
He made himself
funny. It was the hard
funny.
work of making his dad laugh, crafting those jokes for his dad. That was the beginning.
I think
funny.
I think I was protecting myself, and I think you're right to a certain degree. And I get along with him all right. We'll see what happens with the book. He is upset. There is some moments, but
his dad's master plan in life wasn't to make him funny.
No, his dad obviously had problems and wasn't thinking about his life at all.
His dad didn't make him funny. He was funny, and that was what he used to get his dad's
But you know
attention.
what? You need to have practice, Howard. You need to have a rough audience, and that's what his dad was.
The thing that makes Mark angry is giving away his talent to his father, too. Let him have something of his own. His father didn't have jack shit to do with him being funny.
And I have to tell you,
what the fuck is funny about this?
It's very funny to. That's where most comedians get it from. They're trying to protect themselves and make somebody who's dangerous laugh.
You getting laid at all? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I got to.
How many times you been married?
Twice.
Jesus.
Twice, no kids.
You get married again?
I think so. Wait, wouldn't you? I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Keep doing it until you get it right.
You got a nice woman now. So.
I do. She's adorable, and she's
How old?
She's 29.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Okay, that's the right age.
That's right?
Yeah,
You're supposed to do a little over half, right?
That's right. That works. Where'd you meet her, in a comedy club?
No, she emailed me, and she was
she admires you.
Yeah, she was she listened to my show, and I met her, and it was touch and go at the beginning, but it sort of leveled off. She's at the hotel right now,
waiting,
sleeping.
Right.
But it's
what
great.
was touch and go at the beginning?
Well, when you meet somebody that way, you as a comic, you don't really date much. You get off stage and you're sort of like, what? Really? Okay, that sounds good.
Is that how it works? Is like a rock star when you get off stage, if there are girls sort of hanging around?
Lined up. No.
And so you take them back to the hotel and you bang them, right?
That happens.
Yeah, it's not a lot of dating. It's not a lot of romance.
I don't know how to do that. There's a period after the second wife left where, there was I was kind of trying to fuck her out of my heart. That's not really dating.
What went wrong with the second wife? Was she young too?
She was 13 years younger. I think she just had enough of me because
it's hard being married to a comic.
Well, like with the anger stuff, now that I've gotten beaten down and that I'm more prone to crying than yelling.
What a nightmare.
Well, I'm difficult, but it's gotten a lot better. I really think that when the second one left, which I didn't see coming, and she was something else.
Was she cheating on you?
I don't. It's unclear.
Right.
I mean, she did end up with a guy that she had met. She was definitely emotionally cheating. I didn't really pursue it.
Isn't that the worst? Because then when you go off on the road and you're doing your thing and you're thinking, gee, back home, who knows if my wife's with me, if she's not. I mean, it's
well, yeah, and when you're insecure, that happens anyways. That'll ruin a relationship.
Right.
She was very pretty, and after a while, you can't afford the energy of the jealousy. But I don't know really. I haven't really investigated when it started. But she left, and a lot of it was because of the anger. People who live with angry people, they eventually just fill up with it and they get drained.
Were
and
you
they leave.
insanely jealous? Like, was your jealousy off the charts with her because she was so beautiful?
No, I gave up on it
because you said I can't even deal with it.
Yeah, well, what do you? Because you're just going to keep making up shit. Like I remember one time I asked her, I said, do other guys hit on you? She's like, look at me, and I'm like, all right,
every minute.
yeah. That's comforting. I guess I'm gonna have to let that go.
Do you know who she's with now?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
You just Google it.
You Googled her.
It's like Googling cancer.
So are you obsessed with her?
No.
Is she dating Jon Stewart, in fact?
I don't know. Someone ought to tell his wife. But no, she just had a baby, and I think she's having another one. I don't keep in touch with her.
You just keep Googling her.
No, I don't Google her. I did it once. I'm pretty over it. I've resolved a lot of that stuff. I did a lot of comedy on it. I've talked about it a bit. I'm over that. And, I'm just trying to be the right guy with this one.
Is the new one very beautiful as well?
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah, so there you go. You can have the same issues.
I'm okay. This one's different. She doesn't take any shit. She works. She works with autistic kids and severely emotionally abused children. So she's perfect for me.
Right.
I mean, she knows
how to handle you.
She does. I mean, she has actually looked me in the eye and honestly said, "Use your words."
Right.
Use your words.
Well, thank God you got a show now. No wonder you're feeling better about yourself.
Yeah.
You're on IFC, and the show
it did help. Everything, the podcast, and it helped.
Success helps. The podcast became popular, and you created a TV show off the podcast.
Right. So basically, my life now. As a comic, you go in every few years, and hopefully your life has changed enough for someone to be interested to make a show. So yeah, it's based on.
Is it a sitcom?
Yeah, it's a half-hour scripted comedy.
Thank God you got this, because when you start seeing young comer-uppers like Amy Schumer and Whitney Cummings getting jobs and getting TV shows, you probably were going psychotic.
No, nothing but hope for the best for those people.
No, you don't. Because didn't you even say age-wise? I still need my break. You can't give it to these kids.
I try not to get jealous of women.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fortunately, I don't think that's a job I could have had.
Right. Different category.
Yeah.
You don't think you could have been Whitney?
No, I don't think so.
What about those roasts? Do you ever do those? Because
I did the Chevy Chase roast, and it was one of the worst nights of my life.
Why?
Because when you're an angry guy, generally when you're
Chevy's angry too.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be there.
Right.
I mean, it was and I liked that guy when I was a kid.
Sure.
But like, I'm not great with roasting, or I didn't used to be, because when you're angry, if you're insulting somebody, it's to hurt them.
Right.
So my tone isn't quite right. But I'd written jokes, and I'd never done a roast before. But I remember I got up there, and that place was the dais was big.
Right.
It was huge. It was not, I'd never done it before.
Right.
And, thank God they sweetened that thing, because literally I got up on stage. It must have been 2,000 people in that. It was right over here at the Hilton. It was, and I was just bombing. It was like, and Chevy's sitting right there. He doesn't give a fuck. Right. Everybody I know in comedy, and I'm bombing. And at some point, I'm like, oh my God, this is going horribly.
Right.
And then I got to laugh, and it kind of broke. The jokes were good, but like, I literally, like, I could feel my personality disintegrating, and I was starting to sweat. And after that night, I went up into my hotel room. I was with my buddy Sam Lipsyte. He writes novels, and I'm literally on the verge of tears. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
And it must
I can't
have been
do it
so
anymore.
sad. I mean, comedy in general, right?
Everything.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell was going on.
Because here you are waiting for a big break. You're trying to get your profile up. You get in front of a big crowd. You know it's going to be on Comedy Central, and you fucking tank.
I'm tanking.
Yeah, and you're like, how can that be?
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the
liability. And you say it was your anger because you were so angry that it didn't come off fun.
Well, no, I wasn't angry. I just wanted the jokes to work. I wasn't angry at him. Like, I just, like, doing those jokes, it's hard for me to deliberate how to do them. I've gotten better. That was a few years ago.
It's a different style, right?
Yeah, it is a style.
It's not like your stand-up act.
No, it is. It's definitely, there has to be a warm-heartedness to it, or it's not. But it just wasn't working. But they sweetened it, and people can't understand when I talk about this. Yeah, it looked good to me, and I'm like, dude, they helped out.
The room was dead, right?
And it was 2,000 dead room. It was not, there's no more feeling alone. That is the loneliest feeling in the world.
It's amazing you ever even went into stand-up comedy with all your self-doubt and all this pain.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. I don't know that I ever got into it initially to be an entertainer.
Right.
Like, I think I got into it because it's like, when I watched comedy when I was a kid, it was like, those guys got an angle on things. They can understand. They've got a way of managing the world.
Did you know Kinnison at all?
Oh, yeah, I did. I did my graduate work in shopping lines with Sam at the Comedy Store.
Oh, were you a drug guy, too?
No, I was a drug guy. I haven't done drugs in 13 years, but when I was 21 years old,
right,
I went out to Los Angeles. Met him. Dude.
You hung with him.
It was 1987. I went out there to be a comic to Hollywood. Right. I get a job as the doorman at the Comedy Store.
Right.
And it's right before his time. It's right before he breaks, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know this guy. I'd seen him once on TV and quite frankly didn't like him. I was like, he screams a lot. I don't know. What kind of comedy is that? And I meet Carl. It was the weirdest fucking time. Dude, I met Carl LeBeau. You know Carl?
Yeah, I know Carl.
So Carl, everyone's buzzing about Sam. I'm like, I don't know who Sam is. I'm the new head doorman. Carl comes up to me and goes, so you're the new head doorman? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, we did that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, Sam's out on the road, but you seem all right. And he gives me his watch.
Carl
I'm like,
does?
yeah. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I just want you to have a gift. It's from us. And I'm like, what's going on? Is this the Manson family?
Yeah. Well,
so,
what happens in comedy? If you're the doorman at the Comedy Store, that means you also get shots on stage.
You have to be a comic there. We had at that time. When you were a doorman, the Comedy Store is its own universe.
Right.
And I just entered it. And when you're a doorman, you're a non-paid regular. And you had access to do spots in the belly room upstairs. So what we would have to do is you get people leaving the other rooms and be like, you want more comedy? We got guys upstairs. And you bring them upstairs.
So your payment wasn't money. It was getting stage time.
Right. And you got paid for the door a little bit. And I ended up living in the house that Mitzi owned behind the Comedy Store.
Right.
Where,
so you get some perks.
Right. Where Dice used to live and everything. But the first meeting was
with Dice?
I lived in his old room.
Right.
I don't really know him. I used to see these guys around. I always feel very connected to people very quickly, but I don't know them. But
Kinnison, you know.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time listening to that guy.
Yeah.
Hours and
party
hours
with him.
Well, it was sort of my job. It became the first time I met him. It was pretty insane. Like, he comes back in, and I'd already passed the Carl test, and I was given my watch.
Right.
So now, I got to go up and hang out with Sam. And I thought I was a pretty, Mr. Rock and Roll dude. I thought I could handle the drugs. And, I was doing drugs on my own. So I'm living in this house, and Sam goes, we go one-on-one, right? So I'd never met Sam before. And we're sitting there, and we're doing blow.
Right.
And it's just me and him. He's right here. He's looking me in the eye. He goes, look me in the eyes, Marin. Can't trust a man who doesn't look me in the eyes. And so I'm like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking him in the eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. And he's giving me the Sam riff and like, I'm gonna help you out, man. And the whole bit.
Right.
And then we run out of blow.
Uh-oh.
And he's and this is the first time I meet this guy. It's like 4 a.m. He's like, we need more blow. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anybody. He's like, wait, you got a car? So we get in my car. This is the first time I met the guy.
Yeah.
And we're driving down Sunset, and he's like in and out of consciousness. And it's like,
I know that look.
Yeah, and he's like, and then he snaps up at one point. He goes, I don't even know you. You could kill me. And I'm like, where are we going?
Yeah, what are we doing?
So
and he was hopelessly addicted. You probably were that. Like you didn't need that.
No,
much
I
coke.
definitely learned my lesson. I left Hollywood hearing voices in my head and thinking things were chasing me. I left Hollywood after a year and got my passport renewed because I might have to leave. I thought they were chasing me.
Right.
But we drive to this guy's house. It's 4 a.m. Me and Sam rings the intercom. He's like, Sam, what's up? And I'm like, where are we? Somewhere on Crescent Heights or whatever. And we go up to this door. And Sam's like knocking on the door. And this guy opens the door. He's in a bathrobe. He's got long blonde hair. And he's like, could you just be cool? My roommate's sleeping. He's like, you got anything? And we go into this guy's room. And, and Sam just falls on the floor. And he goes, you got any booze? And then, for some reason, all this guy had was miniatures. And he gives Sam
miniature bottles of booze.
Yeah, he gives Sam, he gives a little bottle of vodka. So he gives a little fat Sam who's on the floor with this mini Smirnoff bottle. So you just see Sam. He looks like a giant.
It's like Gulliver in the land of booze.
Exactly.
Right.
So he's drinking this and he passes out. And I don't know the guy.
The drug dealer.
I don't know Sam really. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to take off. He's like, you're not leaving him here.
Right.
I'm like,
your responsibility.
Right. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't want him to pull a Belushi on me.
Oh, wow.
So now I got to walk, Sam, get him up and get him out and get him back to where I live. And he passes out on the floor.
It's like you're his nurse.
Yeah. Well, weirder shit happened. There's a story with a Satanist that is one of the best stories.
A Satanist?
And did you see him piss on somebody?
He pissed on my bed.
Why?
You want to hear that?
I mean, I don't know. What is that?
Dude, this guy, you know this guy.
Yeah,
you had experience.
Yeah.
He entered a zone, but this was for a reason.
That he pissed on your bed?
Yeah, it was an interesting reason. I'll tell you the story. He back then, I was a 21-year-old kid, and I was out of my mind on drugs, and and I grew to love Sam's stuff. When
his material was amazing.
Well, yeah, I saw him develop the whole homosexual necrophiliac bit. I saw that happen, the evolution of that bit, and the first time do you know that bit?
Yes, of course.
The first time when he did that
laying
bit,
there in the morgue.
Yeah, and when he did that in the main room, and you see him on the ground, he just starts rocking. Oh, what's that? It was mind blowing.
Right, he was a mind-blowing comic.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I still listen to Hotter Than Hell once a year or twice a year.
Right.
So anyways, the Comedy Store is its own universe, and there was this guy that used to hang around. His name was Dave, and he was a Satanist. He had a pentagram tattooed over his heart. He had weird Illuminati tattoos. He looked like Christopher Walken. He was a dope fiend. He was a heroin junkie.
Right.
And he was a hanger-on. He'd hang out.
Right.
Sam couldn't stand him. All right, so my job ultimately became, Sam, on Monday nights, it was no cover night. So I was the head door guy, and I was sort of part of it. But he never let me on the inner circle, thank God. I got spit out by that crew. But what he would do, he would show up about 11:30, and you could feel him coming about an hour before. He had that kind of energy. He'd give me a couple $100, and my job would be I'd go out, pick up booze, cigarettes, and stash booze around the house, and he'd bring a crew of weirdos up there to party for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
So I'd go do that. So one night the party happened, and Dave comes, and he's there, and and Sam comes, and already because I'm so involved with the energy of the thing, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a problem. Dave's at the table, and Sam would hold court, and all kinds of people. So at some point the party's going on. And I should preface this by saying, 2 days before this party, Sam had brought all his guitars and amps up to the house, and we had a jam session.
Right, he was always jamming.
Yeah, we had a big jam session out on the patio over Hollywood. It was fun. I couldn't keep up with him and Carl, but we had a good time. And all his guitars and equipment were in my little bedroom because they didn't bring them home yet. I need to set that up. All right, so here's the party. It's going on somewhere on day 2. Dave stands up and goes, I'm going to tell Anton LaVey about you.
Right.
And the head of the Satanist church, a clown.
Right.
And, I'm going to tell him you're not a real Satanist. So Sam just stands up and he throws a drink in this guy's face and he starts pounding on him.
Oh, my God. Just beating him up.
Yeah. And that was his style. Drink, boom, So I'm like, oh, man. So, Dave, his shirt's ripped open. He's running around and I pull him aside and say, you got to get out of here. He goes, I'm not leaving. And I'm like, you got to get out of here. It's crazy. You're ruining the party. And you're getting beat up. And he just,
but he's not leaving.
He's not leaving. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put you in my room.
Right.
And you lock yourself in there. And
so Sam can't get to you.
Right. And I got to go because I got a friend coming in. A buddy of mine from Boston is coming in. I told him all about like how I'm living in L.A. and I got to pick him up at the airport. So I put Dave in my room. I go to the airport. I pick up Bill. I take him to his hotel, and I sleep over there because I don't even want to go back over there.
Right. He wants to be part of that.
That's right.
Right.
So the next morning, so this is whoever's been going has been going at least 2 days now.
Right.
So I take him back over to the house. Bill. Who I told, everything.
Sam's brother.
No.
Oh,
Bill,
Bill.
my friend Bill.
Okay,
who's coming to visit me.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm living the life. So Bill has no idea, what's going on. So we go over to the house because I'm going to show him the house. So we walk in, and Sam's still there with a couple other people. All right. So the party has dwindled down to just 2 or 3 people and Sam doing blow at 10 in the morning.
Oh my God.
And I walk in. First I go over to my room. The door's been kicked in. Okay, and all the equipment's gone. The shit is broken. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So me and Bill walk into this room, and Carl's there and a couple other people. And I just stand there at the table, and Sam looks up and he goes, "I pissed on your bed, Marin."
Why?
You want to know why?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I do want to know why, Sam, because you let that moron sleep with my guitars. So it's a weird moment. There's a beat, and I look at my friend Bill, and I say, I told you I knew him.
All right. Wow.
And then after that, he kicked me out of the band and kicked me out of the group, and I wandered off, and I was able to rebuild. I went back to New Mexico. I cleaned up the first time, and I went back to Boston.
Being in Sam's orbit, you could get caught up in the whole drug
I'm so glad
life.
I got out.
Yeah.
Because, I started my own thing. I mean, that was 87, 88. I went back to Boston, got a job in a coffee shop, started doing stand-up at Catch a Rising Star.
You got your life back together.
Yeah,
that was a good thing Sam peed on your bed.
Yeah,
it was the best thing. One of the best things that ever happened to me.
I noticed with people who hung around with Sam, they'd start to lose themselves and become sort of part of Sam's entourage, and then never sort of pick up their own lives.
Happens with a lot of entourages. I see it to this day. There was the Dice entourage. There are guys that have entourages, and it becomes difficult to find your own personality if you're what Mike Becker used to call them was satellite comics.
Right. Yeah.
Satellite.
Yeah,
comics.
and they kind of latch on, and then they lose themselves. So it's good you got away from them. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, listen. Mark's book, Attempting Normal, is in stores now.
Today, yeah.
Where a lot of these stories exist. In the book you talk about I don't know, at some point you tried to become a writer on Saturday Night Live.
A performer, yeah.
Performer writer.
Yeah.
And you had your big meeting with Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
And you walk in the office and you sit down and he has candy on his desk.
Yeah.
And you swear that you think you didn't get that Saturday Night Live job because you ate the candy off his desk.
But I was a little high.
You showed up high for the meeting with Lorne?
A little bit, just a little pot.
Why would you do that? Wasn't that a big deal to you to make it onto Saturday Night Live?
It was.
And yet just show up high because you got to have your wits about you to talk to Lorne, no?
Yeah, but I also I believed in I romanticized the mythology of Saturday Night Live. I felt like I should just have a little bit. I wasn't wasted. I didn't go, and it was weird because when I had that meeting, I walked out. Tracy Morgan was waiting to go in.
Wow!
And I'd never seen his hair look so good. It was so shiny and perfect. It was beautiful.
And why do you think you didn't get it? Because Lorne keeps a jar of candy.
Well, obviously, I read into I thought it was some sort of test in the moment, and the whole thing was another weird moment because I'm sitting there with Lorne Michaels, and he's looking at me in the eyes weird, like Sam did back in the day,
right.
To the point where Higgins, the head writer, Lorne's just looking at me,
right.
And Higgins goes, Lorne, and he's like, you can tell a lot from looking in someone's eyes.
Uh-oh.
So now I'm sitting there trying to exude starness, from my eye. He just
if I was high on pot, I would be paranoid if somebody said that to me.
I think that's where the candy theory came in. Yeah, who the hell knows why I didn't get it.
So you saw the candy, you grabbed a piece of candy, and you think that was some sort of test between Lorne and Higgins. The people who take the candy.
Right, that's what I thought in that moment.
Types.
Yeah, because he was very weird. He sat me down.
You are whacked out of your head.
A little bit.
Yeah, but maybe you're onto something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was 20 years ago. I'm a lot less whacked out of my head.
Are there other people who have failed the candy test? I would like.
We have to reach out.
Yeah. Do you end up watching Saturday Night Live that season and going, let me see who got hired?
I didn't because at that time I didn't even know really what I was up for. It was very exciting. In my heart I'm a pretty sensitive, shy, kind of weird guy.
Right.
That's what it's all defenses. And I think all of this stuff it hurt me more than anything else.
Right.
The bitterness when that went away. when the cynicism and all that stuff went away. A lot of the podcasts, like for the first year, it was really just me trying to reconnect with people, become a person again. But in retrospect, the sort of jumping through the hoops with Lauren and meeting Lauren, I think he wanted to teach me a lesson. Because if you remember in the mid-'90s, we were doing alternative comedy. We were doing Luna down on the Lower East Side. Right. And it had gotten some attention in the New York Times. And I put this together in retrospect. Where, like, because I walk in there, he sits me down, and he goes, I don't know what you think you're doing down there below 14th Street, but it means nothing. So, I think...
And he was probably right.
Yeah, probably. I mean, some good people came out of that, but, and it helped me a lot. But on a business level, maybe.
Right.
And then he says comedians are like monkeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people go to the zoo, they like the bear because it's intense and the lion is scary, but the monkey makes everybody laugh. And in that moment, I chose to go, as long as they're not throwing shit at you.
Yeah.
And that didn't go over.
Right.
So there was these moments of missed beats, and I kept looking at those Jolly Ranchers, and finally I took a Jolly Rancher and I put it in my mouth, and I swear in my memory, Higgins and Lauren looked at each other like, that's it. He's out.
Took the Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, took the Jolly. That's it. It's over.
He didn't pass the test.
I heard I was brought in later. Some guy, writer guy who had written an article on alternative comedy said, I heard that they were just using you to get Norm to re-up.
Oh, really?
Like it was a political thing.
It was like a threat thing.
And I'd never even thought of show business being political.
What is alternative comedy? Is it like political comedy?
No, alternative comedy at the time, I think there was a group of us that, I'm a mainstream comic in the way that I came up in the club system. I did my time at the store, I did my time on the road, but they started a venue downtown where you could do whatever the hell you wanted. There was no one was really paying. There was no drinks that had to be sold, and you were sort of encouraged to sort of indulge yourself.
Right.
And that's how I used it as a workshop. But it also, that whole scene sort of gave birth to the whole comic produced show and a whole generation of comics that didn't have to abide by the club system. So
are you a comedy snob? I've heard that. No. Let me ask you what I mean by that.
I used to be.
Guys who do prop comedy and use props on stage, and guys who do impressions and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you look at guys like that and go, they're not real comics?
No, they're entertainers.
Right.
I mean, you got to separate the thing. There was a time in the 80s where, you had Bodaks and you had hacks and you had prop comics, and there was this sort of, rebel spirit of like, fuck that guy. He's, hackneyed is hackneyed, and, you don't really want to deal with that. And, but prop comics, it was sort of sad. I went and saw Carrot Top show.
Right.
At the Luxor. I was doing this cross-country thing for something, and we stopped there, and I kind of went in with this camera crew and interviewed him. And he's not a happy guy.
Because he does prop comedy?
Well, no, because he's looked at as like this antichrist.
Right.
And it was kind of touching because I go to this show. I don't really know Scott.
But he makes a ton of money.
No, and he's happy with that. And I interviewed him for the podcast too. But I go to the show and I watch this show, and he's doing his thing. And it is what it is. Right. But in the middle of it, he goes, I just want everyone to say I'm a little nervous tonight. There's a real comic in the room. But he's talking about me.
Right. But isn't a laugh a laugh? I mean, does it matter how you get that laugh? Why does it matter? Because I talk to so many comedians about this. I'm not a stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Why does it matter if you can make a room laugh?
Yeah.
Why does it matter if you use a prop?
I don't care.
Some people do, though.
I mean, what is a ventriloquist? Are they?
Oh,
that's a prop.
Are they the lowest on the comedy?
How many are left? I mean, there's 3 of them. That's the weird thing. It's like, I hate ventriloquists. Which of the 2?
How can you hate them?
There's 2 guys.
They're extinct.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? There's Dunham, and I don't even know who else. There's a woman in England that does ventriloquist.
Did you ever try to go on one of these shows? Like at the time, they had the most talented. Star Search or most talented comic?
No. I was never cut out for that shit.
Right,
not
your thing.
No, I don't like competing for that. It's competitive enough. What I got to go figure out how to do 4 minutes to let B-level people tell me I'm no good.
No, you have integrity.
I don't say that I have integrity. I just don't know how else to do it, Howard. I mean, I'm going to do it the way I'm going to do it.
I respect that. I do.
No adapting.
I feel you have integrity.
Thank you.
I do.
I appreciate that.
Mark Maron. Look at this guy. He's on fire now. He's no longer,
fire.
He doesn't have to be jealous anymore
of
Jon Stewart. He doesn't have to be jealous anymore.
Could you guys
Louis
just hold
CK.
back your success so that Mark can get along in life?
I feel this is the year of Mark Maron.
Oh, God, I hope you're right. I'm 49 years old.
It's got to be. It's got to be your year. It's your time.
It's your time.
This is it.
Time.
This is it.
Did you ever date another comedian? Did you ever go out with a female comic?
Well, my second wife was a comic.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she was she was a model, and then she turned into a comic.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You can do
model
that?
comic.
You're allowed to do that?
She doesn't do it anymore. She wrote a book a while back about her life growing up with a father. She's a writer, but she stopped doing it. I think that like I had sort of a Machiavellian cock. When she left me, I made sure to strategically fuck anybody that would make her uncomfortable coming back into comedy. I mean, I'm that narcissistic. Like, yeah, I fucked her out of the business, but look, she's doing fine.
She's just doing okay.
She's doing good. She's doing good.
Oh my God, what a tortured life.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You're all right. Mark's book, Attempting. Did you ever go on medication? Did you ever try to calm your anger by medicating yourself?
I think that in the big, I've decided that my problem is really anxiety, that I get worked up, and the anger's a little better. I was on Prozac for a while, for like 6 months, but it was years ago. No. It was weird because they used to market it as like it give you a new personality, right? But the old one's still locked inside. Yeah. So you feel like you're in this, like, let me out.
You feel like you're in a prison.
You do. It's like you feel like your personality's become a phantom limb. You're like, there used to be something here.
And as a comic, you need to be in touch with your inner person.
I only did it for a few months. I don't do anything. I don't do any medicine. I eat these nicotine lozenges constantly, and I drink a lot of coffee.
You don't smoke anymore. You don't smoke.
Not in 10 years, 11 years.
Mark's book, Attempting Normal, is in stores now. Very intense book, right?
Yeah, it is. There's
like
a lot
an open wound.
It is a little bit.
Yeah.
I try to mix it up though. I talk about my divorces, and I talk about buying pants. Yeah, I mix it up.
Yeah. And check out Mark Maron's podcast, which 400,000 people a week are checking out. That's available on iTunes and at WTFpod.com.
That's it. Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is.
It's a website, Howard.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know from podcasts.
Yeah, come on.
Corolla says his is the -- podcast. Is that right?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, we're all in the top 10 a lot, but it's like between me and Rogan and Corolla and Chris Hardwick and but usually in the big podcast picture, Ira Glass is #1. That's
Ira Glass?
Yeah,
that's the NPR guy?
Yeah. This American Life is usually the #1 podcast. But in comedy, there's about 5 or 6 that kind of stay up there and you move around. It's hard to figure out.
So we have different charts like Billboard. So there's the comedy chart.
Yeah, but then there's the all-around chart.
Yeah, universe.
The overall universe is Ira Glass's universe.
All right, let's go to Curtis.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Mark, you really shouldn't be all that jealous, because especially of Jon Stewart, because he's funny and you're really not.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Well, I don't know that, people say that. What's interesting?
You mean you've heard this before?
What's that, buddy?
I feel like we're on Twitter now.
Yeah, no, me too.
You should let Jon stick his finger in your ass. It'll help.
Oh, really? All right, I'll ask him.
Curtis, it's funny. You called up and it says here, Mark is a great comic. I want to tell him about it. And so you got on and you blasted him.
You know what? I really have to say, originally when you were kind of got on, and I was thinking, like, I don't know, you shouldn't feel that way. I really like you. I thought you're really funny. But by the time this conversation went on, I'm thinking, man, you're losing it. You're really just so angry. I don't think you should be that way.
He's giving you insight into his life. What can you do?
Well, the funny thing
he's over it now.
It's interesting.
He's telling you about his life.
Is he trying to spin it like it's a sympathetic gesture that he just told me I was an asshole? It's like, no, I mean, I liked him. But look, I have to be honest with you. I mean, you can tell from my tone that the anger thing is not what it used to be. I got to be honest in that when I started doing the podcast, and when you do comedy, all you want to be is relevant,
right?
And you want to, you want to be a great comic, and you want people to
absolutely
right. So, like up until I started that thing, everything had crapped out, and I'd given up hope on a lot of stuff. And when the podcast started to take off, like for the first time in my life, I felt some real self-esteem. Like, finally I did
felt
something.
Good, and people were tuned into
I am not angry as angry as I used to, and the jealousy. It took a lot to turn that ship around. Man.
I think it's very honest of you to talk about your jealousy of other comics. I find that refreshingly honest. Carter, you're on the air in New York.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, Howard?
Okay.
I've been a fan of yours since '85, and Mark, it's Carter Costera. How you doing?
Carter, what's up, buddy?
You know this guy.
Listen, Howard, Mark has come a long way. I remember him in the mid-'90s. One time I was Mark, do you remember this? One time I was driving you and a bunch of comics somewhere in between sets, and all of you were talking about trying to get on Letterman or something.
Yeah.
And you guys were so angry, and I turned around and looked at you guys, and I went, aren't you guys supposed to be funny? Aren't you comics?
Welcome to our world.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're doing so well, and I can't wait for your show to come out.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Long time. I haven't seen you in a long time. Let's hang out at some point.
There you go.
Well, great.
All right.
You got to hang out with that guy.
He's an artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, anyway, listen, I wish you luck with the new show.
Thank you, man.
The book, Attempting Normal, is in stores now. That's a big deal for you, too.
It's exciting.
I feel things are going well.
Thanks.
And check out Mark Maron's podcast, available on iTunes at WTFpod.com.
Thanks, man.
And somewhere out there is a bitter, jealous comic who's jealous of you and your new show on IFC. One can only hope.
They can't say I didn't pay my dues.
That's right. Yeah, you've paid it.
Yeah.
Well, great to see you, Mark.
Good to see you.
We're going to take a break. We've been yentering it up for an hour now, so it's time to take a break. And I'm going to let Mark take a piece of candy from Gary's jar.
So this is the last time I'm doing the show. This is it.
No test here. And we'll be back right after these words. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
So Mark, prior to the interview, you mentioned you've been listening to Howard for such a long time, but there was that fear of the unknown going into his studio, looking him right in the face, and having an interview. So how do you feel now that you've completed?
It was great. He was completely charming, and the questions were good. The conversation was good. He wasn't wearing sunglasses. I could see his eyes. Like, I was very nervous about the sunglasses. They weren't on today, and I guess I lucked out. I don't know what determines whether or not he wears them. But it was great. I had a great time. It was a great conversation.
I felt like between Sam Kinison and sort of the same issues with your parents, you guys were almost like kindred spirits.
It felt that. I felt a little bit, I felt connected, which I was happy, because I didn't know if that would happen, but I definitely felt, because I kind of, my brain kind of looks for that, to be connected, and I felt like we did. Did you? You feel like that?
Absolutely. Okay. Definitely picking that up through, especially with the stuff with your parents.
Yeah, that was good right out of the gate. Yeah, I had a good time, man. It was great.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Babu Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, Sal came in and talked about how he's attracted to Tan Mom, which we thought was odd. He also talked about how Cats in the Cradle makes him cry. Then he cried. And then Benji talked about tasting his own semen, and Ronnie talked about it a little bit too. Very strange day on the wrap-up show. Here's how it went.
Sal's now joining us here. And Sal, you hit a lot of stuff this morning, ranging from your little crush you have on Tan Mom, which I thought was...
I wouldn't say it's a crush.
What would you call it?
Just a fetish.
What's a fetish? Like, what's the definition? Like, why? I mean, I know you know what the definition is. Why do you... I noticed that in you. Like, you have this... You used to watch granny porn, which is not really like 90-year-olds. It's like 60-year-olds. But what is it in you? Did something weird happen in your life that sent you down this path?
I don't know. When I was young, there was one person when I was younger, this woman, she would, like, tackle me down and, like, try to get down my pants. And
well, okay, slow down. How old were you when this would happen?
About 9.
And how old was she?
30.
Now, why was she trying to put her hands...
27,
why was a 30-year-old woman trying to put her hands down a 9-year-old's pants?
She just thought it was funny. She thought it would be fun. Like, let me see you wee-wee, and she would tackle me down, and she would do that. But as a child, I would get very upset. I would cry. And then I saw this lady, like, 15 years later, actually probably 20 years later at an event, and I went up to her and I said, hey, do you remember when you used to do that to me? And, she got a little, like, red in the face. And I go, would you be willing to do that now? And she thought I was crazy, but I kind of like that. I turned the tables on her, and I put her in an odd predicament.
Because if she said yes, nothing would have happened.
No, I think something would. If I would have followed through. Because now, even though...
Experiment over.
The odd thing is that even though I was upset as a child, I now find it hot that she, you know what I mean, that she was going after my penis, which is kind of crazy.
But I think you find it... I think adult Sal finds it hot that she would do it to adult Sal. You don't think it's weird that she did that to a little kid and it might have fucked you up a little bit?
Yeah, that I think so. But it's technically, if that happened to me, I think I should be turned off by older women, but I'm not. I'm turned on by them. So when I see like Tan Mom, like she's not necessarily attractive, but like neither is Mick Jagger, but there's something about them that women find attractive. You know, it's their essence, their charisma. She has, I'm turned on by wacky charisma, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know, her mouth's all crooked. She seems drunk or inebriated some of the times. You know, she's posing on a beach with her tits flopping out. To me, that it just says that, hey, this is a wild, crazy girl. I like that old, white, trashy woman that will kind of let you do whatever you want to her and get a kick out of it.
If you're attracted to wild, crazy, sort of off-kilter women, why'd you marry a beautiful girl?
Because I'm attracted to wild, crazy, off-kilter women for the moment. This is not somebody you want to drag home. Like, you know, like look at porn stars. I mean, they're willing to stick wiffle ball bats up their ass. You don't want to walk down the aisle with them. Everything has their moment. So these, you know, you don't take the circus home with you. You go, you pay the ticket, and you get entertained.
So the crazy women are more your fantasy.
Fantasy, absolutely. So, tan mom being loose on the beach, a vagina half hanging out, a tits out. It's like, wow, this you can have a lot of fun with this crazy broad, you know?
Let's talk about the Long Island psychic. Is it psychic or medium? I want to make sure
it's
I get
the
it
Long
right.
Island medium. Teresa Caputo.
Medium.
The
okay.
LIM.
All right, Sal, you've been pitching her hard for months now. In our writers' meetings, I know you believe, you know, you think she... And you had told me about Westbury Music Fair, how you were like, wow, like you were a little skeptical, but after then you became a believer. That's fair to say?
It confirmed it. That I'm a believer. I was on the fence, and when I went to Westbury Music Fair with 3,000 people, the way she would pick out people. I know, if you make a generic comment, somebody died of a heart attack, 3,000 people, somebody's going to stand up. She specifically would point to people and then say how the person died.
But I want to ask you a question, and I'm not saying the Long Island psychic does this. In my mind, she's a psychic, okay?
Medium. She talks to the dead.
A medium. But why... say somebody else did this act, right?
Right.
Why wouldn't... What makes you so sure that there aren't plants in the audience?
There could be. There really could be. But I think that if she were to come on the air and she were to do some reads, or if you were to meet her personally, let's say your family members were to meet her personally, Gary, I think that possibly she would turn believers into some of us.
But wait a second. You said the second part, that she could make me a believer, but you didn't answer the first part.
Which is what?
You're just... It's a leap of faith for you to believe that it's all real.
No, I'm confident that it's real.
But why? Why are you so confident?
Did you believe in psychics before? Or mediums?
I did. As a kid, I would always watch George Anderson, which was on Channel 6. I would follow Jackie's comedy show, and he would scribble on a pad. And I went to see him. Hello? I went to see him, and it didn't turn out that well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believed someone in John Edwards, and then I saw that whole special where, you know, they were miking the audience, and then it turned me off. So I believe these people have somewhat of a gift, but I think that Teresa has the ability to really, she has an extraordinary gift where she's able to fine-tune it. And there,
don't all the psychics fine-tune it? Don't they all? When John Edwards had that show, didn't he know things that only he could know?
Yeah, I guess what makes her different than anybody else who is a psychic or medium?
I can't really put my finger on it. There's just something about her that I think is quite fascinating. And again, being that I saw her live at Westbury Music Fair and what she pulled off was just like, it's just one of those things. It's a phenomenon. You really can't explain it.
And Howard told you, no more Long Island medium. She's not going to be on. We're done.
That I got. But I've always I listen to Howard. You know, he's made me a believer in a lot of things. Like he's changed my point of view on certain things. But this is something where I'd like to do just the opposite. I'd like to make Howard a believer in possibly this.
So, but you're not interested in investigating whether what Howard's saying may or may not be true. You're so sure it's true. You want Howard to understand it.
I would love for Howard to say, "Wow, this." I don't have an explanation for this. I'd love to put Howard in that situation.
I didn't know that Cats in the Cradle was your Achilles heel there when it came to crying.
You know, being a father, 3 kids, it's a no-brainer.
Well, actually, it's not. I think that again, to explain to you why...
Gary, you're not in my head. You can't explain what I'm...
What about... You're a good father. I think it's because you didn't have a great father. The song is sad to you.
It might be that, but I also think that whenever my son wants me to do something, the first thing that pops in my head is Cats in the Cradle. And I'm thinking I better do this because I don't want to be at a point in my life where I'm going to regret not sharing those special moments with my son.
Like someone you know really well.
Like my dad, right. That I get it. But I look at it's just a sad thing. The whole thing is
What
horrible.
specific part of the song gets to you?
At the end.
When the kid has no time for his dad,
right?
When he's old and decrepit,
right? I don't want to talk about it.
You would get emotional.
No, because like nothing worse for a father to hear his son saying, "I don't have time." It's just horrible. It's just horrible.
Wait, are you talking about the part where he says he grew up just like him and he makes
then
that?
his father's right, and I never, I don't want to talk about it. It's just, there are some people you don't want to be like.
Hey, Sal, why don't you seriously, and obviously it gets too emotional, but why don't you sing the last few lines?
I'm not trying to make a dickhead. I don't get to the point.
Why don't you go through it?
I couldn't sing it.
Yes, it'll be fasting on the air, but why don't you go through it right now?
I can't sing it because I shut it off.
Well, don't sing it, just say it.
Have you ever listened to the entire song?
It's not trying to make you a dick. Of course I have. And then when it gets to the end, it's just horrible.
Well, the end, he realizes that he's turned into his dad, even though he didn't want to be that.
My makeup's running.
But well, it always does. But do you think? You've gone out of your way to not be like your dad. So I don't understand why it would get to you there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're great with your kids, and you do take the time. So why would it tear you up?
I don't know. Just the thought that I think I have a fear that I might end up that way. Like, I might do that.
Well, if you haven't already, you probably won't.
I haven't.
You probably won't. I just came up with a great game for the show. I think that Sal should be in one isolation booth, and I should be in the other one.
Who breaks first?
And we should play the songs that make us cry and see who breaks first.
I think a lot of fathers feel that way about Cats in the Cradle.
Have you ever, because like Gary's saying, you're sort of said it's, that a lot of people think it's more about what you went through as a kid. Have you ever talked to your dad about it at all?
No, there's no talk. That's not happening. Not happening at all. I went to a therapist, and he brought up all the father stuff, and you know what? I even bailed on therapy.
But why?
Because I just didn't want to go there. I felt like I was just digging into a barrel, and all the gunk was coming back up.
I think that's what they do, and then you're supposed to clean the barrel. And
I dumped the barrel and I threw it in the river.
Well, that's supposed to be healthy though, because you get it out and you confront it, and then you can kind of deal with it.
Right. I think I deal with it now. I get along great with my dad. I've forgiven my father, and that's it.
But here's the thing that's weird that a therapist had talked about. You've forgiven your father, but your father has no idea what you've forgiven him for.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Did it happen the first time you heard the song? Like at what point did it click in?
As my children got older and as I got more involved in their activities, like my son with football, my other son is a drummer, stuff like that, and when. That's primarily it. As my children are growing and as I'm with them and involved with them, now when the song comes on, it affects me.
When your dad sees what you do now, I mean, how successful you've become, I'm sure he's proud of you. He's told you that, right?
Yeah, he's definitely proud of me. There's been a little, backlash here and there. He was at a wedding and my cousin's a comedian, so he goes, Sal right now, he's in Las Vegas doing comedy. What are you doing? Like he says that to my cousin.
Right.
He goes, oh, yeah, your big shot son who just last week kissed another man's asshole on the air for 20 million people to hear. So my dad kind of was like, walked away. Well, and I was proud of my cousin. I'm like, good.
Yeah,
why would you do that? You're prodding somebody.
Right. If you're going to be contentious, you got to be willing to take the shit.
Right. I learned that the hard way in this show, that's for sure. But but for the most part, yeah, my dad's very proud. A little bit too proud. Everywhere I go, I'm like, Dad, please trust me on this.
How come there's no Sal the Stockbroker wine available?
He wants to open up Sal the Stockbroker restaurant.
And what would I get there?
I don't know. I have no idea. But he goes, we should open a restaurant called Sal the Stock. I go, that's ridiculous.
I think that was an episode of The Honeymooners.
Really?
Yes.
Probably.
Would you do that?
No, not Sal the Stockbrokers.
I know you love to cook. Your father loves food. I mean, that could make sense.
He says it to my son. We're on a cruise. He goes, Antonio, what would you name a restaurant if we opened it up? And Antonio goes, how about Antonio's? He goes, no, you idiot. Sal the Stockbrokers. I'm like, Dad, it's your grandchild. And I turned to him. I go, it'll be called Antonio's. But no, I'm not going to name something Sal the Stockbrokers.
But that example shows you're a good dad.
Well, I try to be, yeah, in that sense. But yeah, I am.
All right,
I know that part. It's stuff that I grew up with is a little different. That's all. But maybe it's a combination of what Gary said, the way I grew up versus the father that I want.
I feel for you though. When you I've had a lot of conversations with Sal off the air with his family stories, and I feel for him. He took a lot of shit.
Yeah, but it's all good. It makes you who you are.
Yeah, that's a great thing to not deal with it.
Yeah.
I had a guy who used to work for me used to say the same thing. My father made me that way, right? That's why I'm as good as I am. My dad helped me out by yelling at me.
Well, for some people, it's too painful to confront. It's
Understood.
easier not to go there to get through the day.
Understood.
I get that.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, Benji, let's talk about getting through your day. Today, you revealed to Howard that you tasted your own cum, and Howard thought you were out of your mind.
Well, what I've said was, which I think most guys have probably done out of curiosity, is I put my tongue against it out of curiosity because I know girls eat it and saw what the taste was. I would find it disgusting also if I think about it.
That would be tasting it, but was there anybody...
No, I said I put my tongue against it. The same
against
what? Have you ever put your tongue against your arm when you're sweating?
Yes. So you put your tongue against your dick?
No, yeah.
No, I'm not getting
I'm
it.
incredibly flexible.
I don't know. You put your tongue against what?
My guess is you probably jerked off.
I did this thing where you rub your penis,
Right.
and then you orgasm,
Right.
And I had ejaculate,
Right.
and an ejaculate was on my hand.
Got it.
And I was curious, like, because I know women taste it, so I put my tongue against it just to see what it was like.
No,
yes, if I ate it, it would be
So
disgusting.
you licked your own cum without moving your tongue.
What?
You licked your own cum without making the licking motion.
I put my tongue against it.
Yeah.
I think
so you licked it.
I would think that's not that rare to have done that.
Sal, you think that's rare?
Yeah, I do.
But, Sal, come on, complain. Literally.
I can't follow Benji's story.
But you have a story.
It's just the same. It literally is word for word. The odd thing is, like Benji says, it's not rare. It's the same thing happened to me. I was curious. I just gave it a little dab with my tongue. I was 15 years old. I was at my grandfather's house, and he makes his homemade wine. So I was drinking one day, and I was 15 at that time. I was jerking off like a wild monkey, and I was in the bathroom. I jacked off again. And I was drunk. I'm like, let me give it a little, just let me see what this is all about. And I gave it a little taste. That was it.
How would you
What's weird is
describe
when it's on, I've done it for each other.
How would you describe the taste?
I really don't remember. I really don't. I really couldn't tell you. I mean, I could tell you it was salty and gooey. I don't. I really couldn't say that.
Benji, any recollection?
I can't say that.
Sal's or mine?
Yours.
Sal, salty. A salty kind of thing.
We've all kissed a chick after she's
Yeah.
blown us.
I haven't done that.
You never got a hint of your own jizz? Never.
I've gone out of my way not to do that, and I'm not passing judgment. It's just I don't have a curiosity there. And yeah, I've been yelled at by women. I just did that thing for you, and now you won't kiss me. And I'm like, yeah, all right, guilty as charged.
How about you,
John, yeah.
80 blowjobs. They never came back up and shared a little bit of your own sauce?
No, I've kissed a woman afterwards, but I don't know. I didn't recognize a taste one
You
way or
did,
the
but
other.
you ignored. You put it at the back of your head. We all get that.
You've never even tasted like the mouth tastes a little different from your cock?
I truthfully never.
Everybody gets a zing of that salt water that hits the back of your mouth. Like, okay, let's just move on. It's like when a girl queefs when you're having sex. You pretend you didn't hear it. When you taste your own.
You expose it and make fun of her.
No. That's not a good idea.
I've never tasted jizz.
I have.
When did you taste your own cum?
He didn't say his own.
I didn't say. Well, yeah, kind of.
How so?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a long story. You don't have enough time.
We got time. We can
Wait,
go.
I
late.
mean,
you don't have enough time.
You haven't tasted anyone else's.
We can
have
go
you?
late.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You haven't tasted anyone else's.
Not
have
a
you?
guy's. What the hell is wrong with you? Not a guy's. No. Have I tasted my own? Yeah, I got this thing that I do with girls, So
what thing?
You're not into felching, are you?
What?
Felching?
What the hell's that?
That's great.
That's something I don't know. What is felching?
You people look it up. It's so disgusting.
What is it? Quick, man. We don't have much
Actually,
time.
Ronnie,
You
let's
talking
hear.
about snowballing?
Hold on. Let's
Sort
see
of,
what Ronnie
no.
has to say, and then maybe we can match it up.
So
What's your thing?
I got this thing that I do with girls that you take the head of your dick and you take the little.
Hurry up.
There's a lady in the room.
Hurry up.
man.
I got a minute.
It usually is when you do that, too.
And you take your little pee hole, right?
Yeah.
And you put it like right on her nipple of her boob.
Okay.
And you like rub it around. It gets them all turned on. And of course you have a little leakage from your,
It's called urine.
Yeah. No, not urine.
Pre-cum?
Yeah, pre-cum.
Pre-semen.
You get a little pre-semen, and then, if you happen to, suck on the girl's boob, you're tasting your own stuff.
What
Dude,
does it
how
taste?
big
What
are-
does it taste like?
What?
What does it taste?
It's a little
like?
salty.
Is it like bitter or?
No,
you don't
it's a
mind?
little salty.
Okay, sorry. What are you gonna say?
Like salt water,
How
kind of.
big is your dick hole that you can wrap it around a nipple?
No, you don't wrap it around it.
I'm thinking like a largemouth bass. Your cock must look like a fish.
You don't wrap it around it, idiot.
You poke the nipple through your dick hole. You poke.
Well, as much as you can. I'm not saying you wrap it around it.
I think you stick in the dick hole right into the
Yeah,
nipple.
what do you think? It's like a pencil eraser you stick in there?
All right, we
gotta
gotta go.
All right, and with that, we're going to wrap up this edition of the Wrap Up Show. On Tuesday's Wrap Up Show, I had a new co-host. Yes, Natalie Maines co-hosted the Wrap Up Show. We talked about Gary, we talked about her performance, we talked about a lot of stuff, and Natalie has a lot of opinions. Enjoy. Natalie, you were a huge part of the show today. We're going to discuss your appearance and how you really feel about Gary and how Gary feels about you. I think we should break that down. And, of course, how you feel about Howard, who I know you love.
Yes.
Howard is not looking forward to his trip to Chicago. And with AGT, it's wearing him down, it seems. And, he's got that and the Vegas week and a couple other things before things kick in at Radio City. And sometimes Howard complains about doing something, but then he gets there and he's okay. He always makes the best of it.
Right.
But Could you sense that he was a little, worn down or wary of what he has going on this week?
Well, he always complains when he has to travel and fly. But I asked him if he was liking the show less this year. And he said no, just the schedule. He regrets not having his time off. And I regret these 2-day weeks.
Yeah, I know you do. I think he misses, and yes, don't call in and say, Howard's getting paid very well to do AGT. We all know that. But when you're doing this show, and then during the off time, you're doing AGT, you're not leaving a lot of time for you.
And Howard doesn't, for me specifically, really.
Yeah, for Natalie, exactly.
That's everyone's problem. But Howard, what was I going to say? Shoot. Howard, crap, it left my mind. I'm sorry.
We're talking about
something brilliant, I'm sure.
His vacation time, if you will.
Oh, yes. And I was just going to say, Howard doesn't need the money. He did it because he loves the show and he loves that. But I don't think he likes being pulled 2 different directions, which I can relate to.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, too much.
Gary knows that Beth doesn't want to sleep with him, which we learned in that game. Howard reassured Gary that she doesn't want to sleep. But I don't think Gary was under any false
I missed the game because I was probably traveling here. What was the game?
It's who would your wife bang and who would be the least likely to bang on staff.
And they
Beth
asked
played, and Beth said Gary was the one she would bang.
Really?
And who did she pick tonight? Sal. Sal was the least likely. But Beth then said she was just doing it. Like, she doesn't really want to bang anybody here.
Right. Well, I got it. You got to answer the question.
Yeah.
How do you answer that question?
Who on the staff would I bang?
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
But it can't be Lisa G because she's a girl. You got to just
I have to bang one of the guys?
Yeah.
Well, Teddy's kind of cute.
Okay.
I think. Look, everybody knows it would be Gary. I mean, that's no surprise to
right.
anyone,
Well, you guys are already banging.
Yeah.
But outside of Gary, who would be the next? It would be Teddy?
Yeah, probably Teddy.
And who would be the worst?
The least likely to bang? That's
coming in
tough.
right now.
No. Maybe, that's a tough call. I'd have to really think about that.
Come on, John.
No, I'm
the
giving you an
audience is
answer.
waiting for you.
I'm sure
to
with bated breath.
Ask Natalie who she would do.
I'm getting to Natalie. Oh, Jason. Thank you, Teddy. Definitely Jason.
Jason, who
Same
would
question
be
to
the
you now,
last?
Natalie.
Huh.
And don't say Howard because that's a cop out.
Howard will be out. Okay. I'm going to go with Gary. Just kidding. I'm going to go with Will. Will's a cutie pie.
You like Will?
Yeah. Hate to be typical.
Yeah.
But Will's a cutie
That's
pie.
everyone's answer. That's why I said Teddy instead of Will.
Sorry.
Least
and then
likely?
least.
Be honest.
Oh, I will be. I'll go with Sal too. Sal's handsome, but only because he's just so creepy and just seems so fucked up as far as his view on women and stuff. I couldn't enjoy myself.
Let's go with Celebrity Superfan, which I listened to and I really enjoyed. I think you and Probst do a great job, and it was a good panel.
He does a really good job for not listening to the show, don't you think?
No, I know Probst is a big fan, and
He is.
and I was surprised with the Pieces of Vinyl thing because he did watch our show, so that kind of threw me a little bit. But that being said, you feel like not everyone. Now, look, you're a unique super fan. You could
A
take
freak,
on.
you can say it.
No, you could take on the regular super fans and hold your own. I think.
I could be on the regular Superfan roundtable.
But you say Andy Richter, who I thought was fantastic on Celebrity Superfan,
Yeah.
really knows it. You could tell when people listen to the show
Yeah.
6 to 10, 30, or however long it goes, right?
He knew everything, absolutely. And Krista Miller listens all the time as well. And then who was the other one? Danny
Zucker?
Danny Zucker seemed to be for real.
And I thought Jason Alexander, he had to leave early, but I thought he was good. I thought he was good on the show.
He was knowledgeable, but not about current stuff.
So he was going back to the old stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a listener he is.
And you're saying
I know.
Knoxville is a poser or is not a poser? Let's get this straight.
I actually wasn't. He did give me the blank stare on Pieces of Vinyl. He didn't know Pieces of Vinyl. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have to go poser.
Wow.
But
That'll-
cute poser.
That makes it okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. We're forgetting. Oh, Cordry. Cordry's a...
He seemed like a true fan
And,
as well.
and I think you've talked about this with Howard before, though. But when you meet somebody and you find out they're really a Howard fan, they go up like 100 notches in your eyes, right?
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to have something to talk about, which is fantastic. I never go out, but I go to that Jimmy Kimmel party every year
Yeah.
because that's my peeps.
And how was the Kimmel party this
It's
go around?
fun because we all talk Howard and everybody knows everybody because of that. And it's just fun. You
Yeah,
walk in and know you're on the same ground, whatever that term is. Now I feel like JD.
Common ground?
Common ground. There you go. Thank you.
And how deep do the conversations go? I mean, you could talk anything. Like, can you tell when people are like, yeah, they like Howard, but they really don't know the show, versus somebody who can, break down Benji's Vortex, for example?
I think I'm just drawn to the people I know are already super fans, so that's kind of who I go talk to. Ryan Philippe and He's cute
Another
as well,
cute
but
one. There seems to be a pattern here, Natalie. Do you talk to any ugly super fans?
Let me see. Yeah, I talked to a couple.
Okay, just checking. What's the approach with Howard, though, at that party? Is everyone kind of stepping back, or does anybody, like, move everyone out of the way to go talk to him?
I don't know. You know, I am just sort of excited to be in the environment with a bunch of super fans, but Howard, I heard him complaining about the party and that he does, you know, first of all, his timeline, he spent 30, 45 minutes talking to everyone. He was there for like 9 hours, I think, after that recap. But he complained about it. But I have to say, what nobody pointed out is Howard and Beth are standing at the entrance of Jimmy's house, like greeting everyone. It was like a wedding reception. So to say he got stuck outside, I mean, that's kind of where he placed himself.
I see.
Because he is a very gracious guy, and he is, you know, I'm sure thankful or just at least gracious that Jimmy threw him this party. But they do stand there like the welcoming committee. So for me, I just felt like I had about a minute, and then my job was to just go inside. So I felt like I was following the protocol. But I guess he talked to other people longer. But I'm just excited. I don't want to be on Howard's radar to talk about from the party. So I kind of say hi and be all nice, and then I go talk to everyone else.
Now, somebody else at the party this year was Gary. With
Mary.
That's right. Let's talk about Gary for a second, because he's not here. And then when he comes
That's
in,
the best time to talk about
Of course. But I can't tell. I know you like breaking Gary's balls, no doubt about it. But I can't tell if there's something more there or not. That's the weird thing on the show. You can tell when someone's kind of getting in your face just because you want that reaction. But then sometimes it's like, no, I really do think you should be doing this, this, and this. How do you really feel?
Well, I like Gary fine, but what I say about the things that bug me are real. But there's things about my husband that bug me. That doesn't mean I don't like him. Gary likes to just put a big blanket on the whole thing. She doesn't like me and just dismiss what I'm saying. But no, I like Gary fine.
How do you think he feels about you?
I think he probably doesn't like me.
And do you care? Does that bother you?
Yes, I care. I want Gary to like me, but I won't lose sleep over it.
It seems like, I mean, again, in the last Celebrity Superfan, when they asked you the question, I mean, it was teed up. I knew you were going to say Gary, and Gary was there. It wasn't like he was, back here listening.
Well, yes, I do go at it, but part of it is because I do have something to say. But I, like Howard, feel the same. I just feel the pressure to make it entertaining, and I did feel like the show was kind of safe and just a bunch of celebrities being very safe and saying the right thing, and it was a bit of an eye roll. So I sometimes have to put myself out there just to do what I think is interesting radio. So yes, I got very honest. It was hard right in front of Gary's face. And then after the fact, I realized, oh, shit, that's Mary on the couch. And I felt bad. But then I decided, if I had recognized that was Mary before then, I would have got her on the mic and asked her if Gary's like that at home, and if she feels like he listens to her.
And when you were criticizing Gary today, Howard jumped right in. I mean, he wasn't exactly disagreeing with you.
Well, that's the funny thing, too. Howard has been making fun of Gary for years and years and years and years and years. But he has lots of lead time on me.
I walked in and you're saying
that.
But why?
Well, do we really? Do you want me to go through the reasons that he makes fun of you?
No, but you were saying he makes fun of me, which I'm aware of.
Right, but I'm saying it doesn't seem to bother you. You still.
Well, he pays me.
Right, that helps. I've got $1.
You do it for free.
But Natalie was saying, like her husband, she'll pick on him sometimes if she feels like he's out of line, or
Well, he's married to her. He has to take her shit.
So do you take Mary's shit? That's
sometimes. Yeah, I do. I mean, don't you take some of his shit sometimes?
Absolutely.
That you wouldn't take from somebody else because you're not married to them.
Well, you know what? Actually, I think I'm pretty good at maybe trying to listen to what people would say about me and
I like how you brought
let it sink in.
How you brought that back to me.
But
I like how you tried to take it away from you.
Natalie likes to mix it up, and she likes you.
She's got an opinion.
She's got an opinion, and she likes you. But I know you think you're not sure, sort of, where Natalie comes in.
Sometimes it's hard. Natalie's got an interesting move because Natalie's cute and she's got a big smile and she has a big laugh, which you can sometimes use all those while you're putting the knife in.
Well, listen, some people get the knife without the laugh.
Oh, that sounds ugly. That sounds terrible.
I wouldn't want to get
rare.
that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get that.
I scare myself.
But you're very disarming because you could take a shot at somebody but you're a sweet person.
Well, and also I think I listen to the show so much that I feel I know you guys more than you obviously know. So you're looking at me like, who's this singer having all these opinions about my ass?
But like a super fan.
Yeah.
You don't really know us.
Right.
But
That's what I'm saying.
right.
This is just, I know you from the show, and I'm
Right.
wrapped up in this world, so I feel open to say it because that's what the show is about. And I get the show, and I'm just having fun.
Take a guess who Natalie picked on most likely to who she'd bang on the staff and least likely. Who do you think?
Well, Howard would be most likely.
Howard we eliminated.
He was out.
Fred. I would think she would bang Fred.
Fred didn't get the vote.
Wow, because I'm trying to think of if we're going for looks or like respect of like who she thinks is funny.
Looks.
So Will?
You got
it.
it.
Okay, good. And least would have to be, I mean, sorry, but I think it's Benji.
No. It's not actually.
Scott the engineer?
No, Sal, just because he's so weird and fucked up about girls, I couldn't enjoy myself.
You couldn't bang a guy who wants a bang tan mom?
I couldn't bang a guy who wants to fuck a girl, have the I'll never forget, this was years ago. Sal said his dream was to fuck a girl and then for the power to go out, and he kicks her out of his house naked on the front steps with I don't know what electricity had to do with it, but the power had to go out apparently for her to have to leave. And that was just so angry and so fucked up.
You missed I don't know if you heard the other day, but Sal talked about he likes a woman who wants to be humiliated. So humiliating a woman is not good. But if a woman wants to be choked and spit on, that's awesome.
Right. I did hear that, of course.
Now, whose sexual antics do you sort of like, dislike, whatever it might be? You talked about Sal's a little bit. We understand. Lately, you've getting a lot of stories from Ronnie Mund about his sexual expertise.
I love listening to Ronnie.
What do you think? Is Ronnie a pro? Does he know what he's doing there?
I have no idea.
Or you completely put off by what he has to say?
I'm taking his word for it, but I just love listening to Ronnie and picturing my grandfather because Ronnie is a grandfather.
Yes.
And oh my God, I've never met a grandfather like it.
Ronnie is one of a kind.
He is.
When you come out of the studio, Natalie, when you're done and you have to go talk to Lisa,
it's hard.
Awkward, totally phony, partially phony.
No, who?
Both of you.
No, she's not phony. She seems a little pissed at me, but listen, again, it's not the same as with Gary. And my stuff towards Lisa G is probably a little more passionate, but listen, I don't know Lisa G. I just know her from the show, so I'm commenting on her character on the show. But it is weird to see her in front of her face because I don't like to be mean to people, and I don't want people to think I'm mean.
I have a question for you about Lisa, because Lisa came to me today, and I was running around and hear everything, and she said, I just want you to know that Natalie did ask me to perform with them, but there wasn't going to be a dress rehearsal, and that's why I turned it down.
That's not my problem. Yes, that is true.
But if you were Lisa,
but that's not. But I think Lisa thinks that's why I think she's not a team player because she didn't play with us.
Well, I think it's crazy to have the opportunity to play with you, dress rehearsal or not. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In hindsight, well, first of all, the tour I thought that would be a great idea on was when we were opening up for the Eagles, and then when I gave it more thought, I was like, wait, maybe that's not a great idea. These are not necessarily all Dixie Chick fans, and Dixie Chick fans are not necessarily Howard Stern fans. So I think maybe I would have been the most entertained person on the stage, and what I'd wanted her to play on was "Not Ready to Make Nice," which is kind of our biggest song. Mm-hmm. So probably that wouldn't have gone over well. That wasn't a good.
So why don't you think she's a team player?
Because she just can't laugh. She just can't take it and just laugh it off. She just gets very curmudgeon-y and spinster sounding, and just laugh. Even if you're not going to do it or participate in whatever it is, you can still just have a sense of humor about it and be a little funnier. She's just so, I don't know. A part of me wants Lisa G's pretty and thin and all of these things, but I don't know. I wish she wasn't so. Nobody's ever going to be good enough for her. She just seems like one of those girls that the guys. She's always going to be better than the guy.
Do you think she'll ever marry?
I hope she does, but I don't know. I don't know. Do you?
I think you get to a certain point. If you haven't gotten married, then you probably don't need to. I think that in her mind she'd like it, but she's often said on the show it's not the big deal for her anymore. She doesn't seem to care, and if you don't care.
But do you believe? I'm fine with women who are like that because women don't need a man, and you don't need that to be happy in life. But I don't know. She doesn't seem like a super happy person that doesn't need a man.
I think she's. I start to wonder if she's one of those people who's like still a girly girl that dreams of the big wedding rather than the actual marriage.
Right.
I think she would love to have the big wedding and all the stuff that goes with it, but doesn't necessarily want to be married afterwards.
And here's a good show idea for you guys. I'm always wanting to meet Lisa G's parents. Like, I really want to know where she came from, what her dad is like to her mom. I don't know. I really want to sort of analyze how she got to this.
That's a good one-on-one show. Meet everybody's parents.
I don't know if you knew. Oh, of course you didn't know this, but you really made Steve Brandano's day.
I did.
Fighting for the Black Keys, number one.
I know.
But the song.
And the song.
Steve, come
get on there, Steve.
Steve was like riveted because he says it's probably his favorite song of all time.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I really love that song. I mean, it's got some personal stuff with it too, but it's just such a. I mean, I love that song. I love that song. But yeah, you did a beautiful job. I was like, I don't know. I was worried. I'm like a girl singing it, and I was nervous. And I don't know, like a minute and a half in, I turned to Gary and I was like, she's got it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
And mentioning the Black Keys was well too, because he's not going to hear it from me. He's not going to listen to me. So thank you.
And you also said Steve says a lot of other crazy shit, which is true.
Well, because who's the band? You like some band that I'm just like, oh.
I probably like a lot of bands that people
I would
are
be
like, well,
oh, yeah.
But yeah.
But you're so right about the Black Keys.
Thank you.
And they are the rock band of this generation. I mean, they just are. You have to have it on just for the history of Howard.
That's what I try to tell these guys.
We've pushed that in meetings a lot, and I've gone as far. I actually got Howard to watch CBS Sunday Morning did a beautiful piece on them, and I was like, but I don't know. He's just like, I don't really listen to them, and it's not like they're super dynamic as an interview, but I think they're interesting.
But they might be. I mean, they have interesting divorces. I just started researching them a little bit, not for the show.
How great would it have been if you came in today and you were backed up by the Black Keys?
What if I brought them?
That's such a great idea.
I should have. Well, they live in Nashville. If they lived here, I could have done that.
Sounds like you're getting ready to pitch them though for the show. I mean, you did some research and
the drummer. Hello,
Patrick.
Yeah, I was just reading about his first wife and that whole divorce, and she, I guess, fancies herself a writer, and she's written like major articles about their divorce.
Brought this stuff all